Welcome to Atomi Tuesday. What is this? September 29th? This is part 4 of Arcade Spirits, I believe. It's part 3, then my bad. Actually, no, it is part 4, because part 2 I couldn't get uploaded. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and load the game. And start her up, because this should be the next chapter of the game. Yeah, level 3. Take it to the max. Over here. In the year 20XX, and oh wait, it is the year 20XX, and today is the day. Well, not the actual big day when we reveal Wyvern Keep, but a big day in relation to that big day, and I am completely stressed out. My mission, should I choose to accept, and I kind of already chose to accept, is to spread the word about the upcoming Funplex event. Oh yeah, so the last time I played, I got sucked into a machine, and then I defeated the machine because it's using this AI. I don't know. I got to choose some stuff, and I was trying to play nice since I'm trying to romance remember what her name is now. It's been a couple of weeks since I've played, so that's my bad. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading. So the one that I'm in charge of, the one that I've put a ton of effort and hope into already, the one where if nobody shows up, it spells doom for all. Hey, no pressure, right? I mean, if I fail, I'll only be the laughingstock of the entire Funplex. Probably out of a job too. They'll call me the Funplex failure for the rest of my days. I'll be shamed, forced to wear a giant red F on my chest. Snap out of it, Ivy. Let's focus on what's right here. What's right here, right now. Specifically, a giant conglomerate horde of people. It's kind of weird. That keep bumping into me and smell like corn chips. And there is nowhere to run. I might be in a little over my head here. Working in the arcade, I've gotten used to smaller crowds. My skin has gotten a little thicker and resistant to sticky soda hands touching me accidentally. But nothing could have prepared me for the sheer scope and scale of this. Just me and, I don't know, maybe 50,000 other people? That's a lot of people. I know Naomi's the one who doesn't like crowds, not me, but come on now. This isn't a crowd, it's a Gojira-sized evacuation mosh pit. Complete with Gojira-sized screens hanging overhead, constantly showing advertisements for arcade games and industry happenings.
Hey!
Oh, it's Juniper. Wow, it's so exciting, isn't it exciting, Ivy? It's Digital Meg, we call her. She's got her little stockings, and yeah. That is a word, yes. I've never really been to one of these things. What a spectacle. Thanks for giving me a ticket. I really needed to get away for a weekend.
Ooh.
Hey, Ivy, how are you holding up? Looking a little green around the gills there. I think I'm gonna say I can smile through this. I'm holding up. As long as I can keep my internal monologue going and be able to speak frankly through my own mind, I'll be fine on the outside. It's the perfect facade. Can't you tell by my awkward smile, my eyes open wide, and the tilt of my head that I'm holding up? Perfectly?
BFFs for life!
This is exactly why I came here with you, to help you in your hour of need and to get away for the weekend. But still, hour of need. It's true, Juniper has helped me get through a lot, but beyond generalities, I think she specifically wanted to make it up to me for the whole job offer situation. It's nice to have her here. We're not going to let a little thing like that stay as a sticking point between us. So, what's the plan? Huh? We can't just stand around all day, Ivy. There's a lot of ground we need to cover to make your Funplex a success. How are we going to attack this? What's the first move? I was just going to sort of play it by ear? You didn't plan for this? Like, at all? I was too busy lying awake all night stressing out to worry about planning things. Look, I'm new at event management, much less event promotion. Ivy. Well, let's start with this. Juniper swings her book bag over her shoulders and off her shoulders and crouches on the ground. She opens it up and pulls out a stack of papers. Yep, this is Meg. Can't remember the characters' names. I think Naomi is the one that I've been trying to romance. So yeah. Since it's been 2 weeks, I think, since I've played. 3 weeks, I can't remember, honestly. Haven't streamed like at all in September, so I cradled them in my arms. Okay, I'm holding these. What are these exactly? Flyers, silly. The ones you wanted for promoting your big event. I managed to print out quite a few before the boss started giving me weird looks. Why are copier rules always so strict in office jobs? It's just paper, and I needed it. I flip a sheet over and I start to remember. It was about 2 weeks ago. Ashley and I were holding down the fort that day. Gavin locked himself in the office and told me that if I bothered him for anything other than emergency, that I would not live to regret it. Francine stayed home that day. She was marathoning a competitive knitting show or something like that. Hey, that sounds like fun. Naomi was out shopping for some extra parts. The Dig Dug machine was acting up again. The buttons were sticking from some kid spilling a slushie on it. So what started as a pretty boring day in an empty Funplex changed rapidly when Heyo came into the Funplex carrying an armload of giant rolled up posters.
Hello there.
Heyo, Ivy. Heyo, Ashley. Welcome home, Teo.
Hiya.
Good morning, my fair Teo. Housed art thou? Only so. Freaking excited. I might explode into 1,000 bits. That'd be a cleanup job. Please don't. That'd be an awful mess to clean up. We don't nearly have enough hydrogen peroxide to get out the blood stains, and I don't have a plastic tub full of lye to dissolve your body parts in. Damn! Not to mention the years of therapy Ivy and I will have to go through to get over how horrible it would be to watch your friend die violently in front of you. I just can't afford it.
Sheesh.
It's just a turn of phrase. Chill. I'm not going to literally explode. But, guess what's happening in 2 weeks? It's something huge for us. Are they showing a compilation of internet cat videos at the movie quad? Please tell me we are finally going to replace the blindingly horrible casino-like carpet beneath our feet. Hey, I like the carpet. It's fun. No and no. Okay. I guess I've teased it enough. Heyo took the poster he was clutching and unravels them before us. It's Max time. I don't know, I can't really. It's the largest arcade gaming festival, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Max is already here?
Poops.
Blank. I thought that wasn't for another month. This means I really gotta double down on my cosplay production. Say goodbye to sleeping for the next 2 weeks. I've got so much to do now.
Bummer.
I know, right? We'll have to meet with all the dancers and work on our synchronized dance routine. Nearly not enough time to perfect it. And I have to find a good time and place for an international Showtime stage community gathering. I still have to finish hand sewing all of the embellishments to my tailcoat. Find or make a decent pocket watch, and start and finish my 3rd cosplay. Ugh, death take me now. Damn, Ashley, sound like me. Well, wait, can we go back a minute? What exactly is Max? The best gaming convention ever. Did you both plan to say that in unison? Regardless, I'm still mostly confused and require further exposition. Max is the Mega Arcade Expo, an annual arcade gaming convention. It happens every year around this time over on the West Coast. But this year they're having a Max right here in our city, and it's going to be the biggest one yet.
Yes!
I always go every year and show off my newest cosplay.
Love it.
It's a great way to meet a whole bunch of other arcade people and catch up with those who you haven't seen since the last convention. It's so much fun. Okay, Yes, okay, I see why you're both excited. Sounds cool. Yep, and I was thinking we could put up some Max posters around the Funplex too, get all the locals hyped about it. That's a splendid idea, Teo. Finally, an East Coast Max. We gotta make sure everyone knows about it. That we do. Teo, Ashley, and I spent the next half an hour putting up posters around the Funplex. We plastered as many surfaces as we could without making it look too obscene. While we were pushing pins into the wall, Teo and Ashley kept telling me stories of past Maxes and all the fun they had. Their spirit was infectious, at the very least. Hard for me to avoid ending up on the hype train. Choo choo. But importantly, the more I heard, the more I started thinking about how we could use this event to benefit the Funplex in some way. As the Funplex's newly minted event manager, I had to be on the lookout for opportunities like these. The very first Max on the East Coast, it'd be perfect. Hey, can we promote the Funplex's event at the Max? Good for local buzz, and maybe we can convince some out-of-towners to stick around for it? Ooh, that's the one you've been working on, right, Ivy? Yeah, we've got ideas for tournaments, token discounts, much to Gavin's displeasure, and more. And we'll be revealing the new game we got from the raid. I see. And do you have any name for this grand event yet? Yeah, Ivy, what's it called? I've been thinking long and hard and coming up with the perfect name. But I think I figured it out. Are you ready? Am I? Suspense is killing us. The Funplex event will be called... what's the event name? 15 character max. Oh crap, I have to name this? Okay, so they suggest Funplex Rising. I don't know. Oh, I have no idea. I should probably just go with Funplex Rising because doesn't really matter. So, Boner Palooza. No, I don't think I'm gonna call it Puss Ravaganza either. I don't know. God. No, I'm not calling it that either. Nope. God. Yeah, I don't think I can do that one. So, let's see. Alright. There we go. We'll just go with that. I was thinking of calling it Parksburg 2020. How's that sound, I wonder? Thanks, chat. You're super helpful. We'll go with we'll just say that works. We should call it Parksburg 2020. I can't keep saying that. What do you think? Eh? Oh, I do so love it. Wow.
Amazing.
I don't get that. So I'm sorry, I don't understand what that reference is or whatever. Yeah. It's perfect. Really? You named it? There are worse things you could have called it. Yeah, no shit. It was kind of catchy though. Nice work, friend. Yeah. My best friends? Shit, you're my only friends at this point in my life, so... Ha, thanks you two. So how do I get tickets to Max? How can we advertise there? And how much work would all that cost? I'm still living off pizza bagels, you know? You mean you don't already have your tickets? They sell out like on day one, my friend. Actually, they sell out in about 20 minutes on day one, and all the hotel rooms are gone way sooner. Okay. What? No! My greatest plans foiled.
Beep beep.
Beep beep, Ivy. While you were all talking, I located all the scalpers who were selling tickets online at exorbitant prices. Then I hacked into their IP addresses, found less than tasteful information on a couple of them, which would make their lives very difficult if they got out into the open. After contacting them, I promised I wouldn't leak such sensitive materials into the internet in exchange for selling us the tickets at their original prices. Where your only wait, what? Where your only friends were not your only friends, or no, trust me, I don't yeah. I really need to like get through this game, but yeah, I don't really have any friends outside of you guys, so yeah.
Hooray!
They gladly obliged, such nice humans. I transferred the funds from your account to theirs and secured the tickets. You should be getting an email for 2 max tickets in approximately 3, 2, 1, done. Oh, and I suggest you invite Juniper to come along as your second. Putting Juniper's Iris. She's very stressed from her job and could use a mini vacation. Blue canary in the outlet by the light switch. What? I don't even see any light switch. What are you talking about? I think Meg is just freaking out in chat, so it's okay. Okay, but Iris, that's kind of known as blackmail. What you just did is technically very, very illegal. Don't worry, Ivy. I erased all possible leads back to you. You'll be fine, and it's all in the name of helping the Funplex, isn't it? Just like you wanted me to do. Well, Iris has been dedicating herself to this event. I couldn't be doing it without her, even if we need to have another talk about human ethics. Yeah, well, yes, Meg, the Juniper character is definitely stressed, so it's just how it is. Fine, next time, let's do it without any federal crimes, okay? Okay, it's a promise. Regardless, hey, tickets, now you can go, sweet. And I'm not going to pity a few cold-hearted, bloodthirsty ticket scalpers myself. Those guys run events like Max. Also, while I was procuring your tickets, I stumbled across the Funplex Facewall account. Hasn't been updated in exactly 13 weeks, 2 days, 14 hours, and 54 seconds. The Funplex's social media presence is completely non-existent. Wait, we have a Facewall account? I mean, that does make sense, but still, I had no clue of its existence. I sort of run it. I'm really bad at keeping up on it, though. Sounds like it would be Gavin's thing. Why isn't he in charge of it? Gavin couldn't care less about social media. He says that, and I quote, "Social media is where idiots go to yell at each other about nothing of any importance, and I'm not going to waste my time with it." That also sounds like Gavin. Yep, and Francine is too old to understand the importance of social media. Naomi is way too busy with all her beloved games, so it fell into my hands. Which, as Iris stated, I haven't been doing a great job at all. Doing a great job at it. Well, we should take advantage of it for this. We can use the Facewall account to spread the word of Fartsburg 2020. You're completely right. I should work harder at it. Or if you want, you could take it over as the event manager. That makes sense. Ugh, fuck. I have to take over the stupid Facewall because, yeah. I really should take on this responsibility. If only it can only benefit the Funplex. Ashley is right. Getting the word out is part of being an event manager. Right, I got this, Ashley. Can you email me the login info? Yep, and yep. Ashley pulls out her phone and fiddles with it for a minute. Login, get. Congratulations, you are the new owner of our social media accounts. Huzzah, the power is all mine. Mine! Ashley, are you sure you want to give Iris this much power? The fact that she threw her head back and cackled isn't sign enough. I don't know what else is. I'm not worried one bit. Excellent. Ivy, I can help the Funplex keep up with the Facewall too. I can program timed posts and use effective keywords to get the most out of each post. SEO is one of my many talents. That'd be helpful. Actually, just, don't break any laws.
Sounds good.
Understood. Do I have permission to access your contacts on your Facewall? Sure. And there. Send out notifications to everyone on your friends list and your friends' list about Fartsburg 2020. That was fast. No joke. One more thing. Your site should have about 75% more images. Did you know that 90% of people prefer looking at pictures online rather than reading? Sometimes I just don't understand you sentient beings. Your Iris does make a good point. We should totally come up with a poster for our event. And hand them out at Max too. And of course, put them up around the arcade. Okay. The arcade isn't too hectic today. Ashley, you can watch the floor. I can go design us a sweet flyer and pass out to the con goers. So, chat, how's everyone doing? I mean, you know. Or you guys, you don't have to talk either. I can just power through this too, so. I'm trying to keep an eye on chat and making sure and seeing, but yeah, so. Because if I can get through this tonight, if this is the last chapter in this tonight, I don't know how many chapters are in this game. But if this is the last chapter, I get all the way through it. I need to find some horror Otome games for October, so I can do spooky games for Otome Tuesday for October. There's one that I know of that I really want to play, but it's part of a collection, and you have to buy the whole collection to get it, which kind of sucks. So yeah. Where you romance an elder god. So yeah. It is to play my mad artist skills.
Ooh.
Sounds like a plan. You've got pork? Lucky. Let's make this the best Max ever. One we will never forget. I had some tortilla chips and cheese and a salad, quote unquote. So, yeah. You put a bee in your bonnet? What? Monster Prom. Isn't Monster Prom banned on Twitch though? I have to look that up. Spent the rest of the afternoon working hard on having the perfect design for our poster. Well, a design for our poster at any rate. Oh, nice. Which brings me back around to the stacks of papers currently in my arms, which do not in fact resemble the poster I designed. Oh, I took the liberty of tuning your poster just a little. Oh, that's fine. You can keep quote whatever you want to do. So quote whatever you want to quote. Yeah. And changing the font selection and picking out a new clip art and rearranging everything and using a proper color scheme, poppier color scheme. Moopy World Record Exhibition. but I liked my original design. Ivy used Comic Sans and Papyrus. Comic Sans is cool, right? It looks like a comic book. Gamer nerds love comic books, don't they? And Papyrus was in that movie with the blue cat people, aliens, everybody loved. Take it from a wannabe visual artist, Comic Sans is a one-way ticket to the uncool zone, but these new flyers are going to pull people in from the four corners of the globe. Holy shit, guys. I know the people watching this don't really know, but Juniper is literally Meg. So, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess these are kind of not bad. Pretty good, actually. Okay, they're superior by every conceivable metric. I didn't know you were an artist, Juniper.
Well, I mean...
I'm not really, I guess. I mean, I guess I'm good at pretending to be one, but I couldn't, like, make art for a living, right? I couldn't, Anyway, if that stack isn't enough, I also emailed you a copy of the original file. Just take it to a copy shop or something. They can run off more. Publishing document, get. So, back to the point at hand. Getting the information to the masses. Maybe if we just start yelling, hey, you guys. Several people turn around and look at us confusedly. Juniper.
What?
Huh? Yelling is probably not the best way to get our word out, so... This game is too real. I know. I'm actually still waiting for Ashley and Teo to show up. They promised... whoops, shit. As you like, it seems my work here is done. Juniper pulls out her phone and checks it. You Funplex folks sling more flyers. As for me, there's a really cool panel I wanted to attend. How to get your foot in the door of the arcade art industry. I mean, not that I'm seriously thinking about it, just, you know, it's interesting and stuff.
Later!
Oh, it's starting in 10 minutes. I'll catch up with you at home. Good luck, Ivy. Uh, find professional yelling effective. Totally. Juniper waves as she trots off. I lose sight of her instantly as she ducks into the crowd. Growing up, I always knew that arcades were amazingly popular, but the reality of it all really didn't stick until being here at Max. Thousands of people all coming together for their love of games. It's actually pretty darn inspiring. I muster enough courage to wade my way through several hundred people in the main convention hall. Eventually, I find a safe space, a humble bench near the water fountains. I make this my home base while I wait for my friends. Since both Teo and Ashley are running late, I have some time to fully take in my surroundings, in a calmer fashion, of course. Everywhere I look, everything I see, is all steeped in arcade culture. Booths are set up for all the major arcade companies, each table vying for the attention of the crowd. Some are spaces set up with stages, flashing lights, and people throwing t-shirts into lines of people. Can we talk about these lines for a second, though? There are lines for everything. Lines to play games, lines to go see a panel, lines to eat disgusting convention foods, lines for the bathroom, or even lines to get into other lines. And they all just wait there, standing, happily chittering amongst themselves. So I will say this, probably one of the happiest times in my life, in the top 5 happiest times in my life, going to Gen Con was probably one of those, was up there in the top 5. It was a ton of fun. I didn't really stand in very many lines though. That was the weird thing. And I just spent the whole time walking around. But it was a lot of fun, and I didn't even look at everything because I ended up just going to the same booths over and over almost, it felt like. But yeah. I want to go back to Gen Con. I need to get my weight down. I need to get a cosplay together, and I want to go to Gen Con. So, I mean, in that order for that specific reasoning. Yeah, that's it. Something, I don't know. I have trouble waiting in line for 10 minutes at the whole story for a coffee, let alone waiting in line for 3 hours just to play a game that'll be released in 4 months. These people aren't even human anymore. Their perseverance is godlike. The sensory output here is overwhelming. People are shouting and laughing as they crowd areas. Music pumps out of several different booths, making it a weird mashup of notes and chiptune. There's even a giant dinosaur that people can take selfies with. As I contemplate how it's going to attract all these people to Bartsburg 2020, I hear sounds of very loud and very upbeat music from behind me. I feel the bumping of the bass reverberate through my shoes, and I turn around. Ivy Teo sets down a colossal boombox at his feet. I recognize the music now. It's from Showtime stage, and Teo is bumping his signature song. I motion for him to turn down the music, and he complies. The last thing I need to do is lose my voice from shouting before I even get the chance to talk to anybody. Hey. Sorry, I'm late. I had some last-minute dance moves I had to incorporate into the routine. No worries, I just got here myself. Despite Max's many attempts to trample me, I have survived thus far. Yeah, looks like you are significantly non-trampled. Nicely done. Don't congratulate me yet. We still have the rest of the day to endure. What's with the boombox, by the way? Oh, this? It's for the Showtime stage gathering. There are going to be a couple hundred of us from all over the world. I didn't realize that there's Showtime stage communities in other countries.
Absolutely.
We're actually the second biggest community. The largest is in Japan. Several players flew all the way from Tokyo just to be part of our Showtime stage flash mob. I wonder if flash mobs are still a thing. Though this game is actually like from 2017, I think. So, really, the best place for a flash mob? What? Yes, I want in. I do not want to join in on a flash mob. There are so many people here. An impromptu giant dancing crowd sounds like it could get a little complicated. An epic battle of crowds. There could be bumping, fist pumping, who knows what will happen when the music starts. Unsafe at any BPM. Flash mob here? Really? Doesn't that sound dangerous?
Sheesh.
Ivy, you're thinking too much on it. It's gonna be fine. This isn't my first flash mob, you know? It's not? Nah, it's all gone off without a hitch. No deaths even. Oh boy. I've been planning this for months, and it's taken coordination from all the leaders of all the Showtime groups. There was a lot of work from all sides to make this come together. Now all that's left is to actually do it. In fact, Ivy, you should come watch it. I was about to respond when a very elegantly dressed gentleman caught my eye. Yeah, he wore a black proper tailcoat with an ornate sigil pinned to his breast. Accompanying his suit, he had fashioned himself with white regal gloves. With a cloth draped over his arm, he held tightly onto an antique tea kettle. As he approached, the crowd parted like waves for Moses. There were oohs and ahs from onlookers, and people pulled out their phones to get a quick picture of him. Like the rest of the crowd, I was taken aback at how immaculate this butler was. Absolute perfection. Felt like I had time warped back to the 1800s and about to have tea with royalty. He stepped up to me and Teo and gave us a slight bow. Normally this would be ridiculously out of place, but not in an arcade convention. He's a character from a hot fighting game called Melee Maidens. It's all about ninja maids and battle butlers duking it out for the right to serve a fancy party or something. Since I'm trying to... I know it's Ashley. Since I'm trying to romance Naomi, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to do the, oh, I think I'm in love, or I'm supposed to do something like, do the Earl, I don't know. I don't know. Screw it. My love of butlers was unbeknownst to me until this very moment. In retrospect, that's probably a good thing. Otherwise, maybe I would have ended up owning a butler cafe. Which, now that I think about it, isn't that bad of an idea. But I digress. The point being, this butler has stolen my heart and served it up on a silver platter. Hello, butler friend. Will you marry me? Gosh. I already accepted it. It's too late. Please? Ivy, it's me. Huh? How does Mystery Butler know my name? Do I have a stalker who is also a butler? What if we work together? Uh-huh. Did Francine hire someone and not tell me about it? How long have Gavin, Naomi, and... Oh, Ashley? It took you long enough. Jeez. No shit. Yeah. The confused look on your face, huh? Priceless. Have you never seen Ashley's cosplay before? Possibly. Probably not. What's cosplay? Or crossplay, sorry. When you cosplay as another gender. Oh, okay, Ashley. Seriously, you look completely different. I didn't even recognize you. I'm sorry I let you think otherwise for a minute, but it was all in good fun. No worries. It's pretty impressive work. Oh, it's not impressive at all. I mean, I could have done a much better job at sewing the coattails, and I need to be like 5 inches taller, and I didn't go to the gym enough before this. You can't change any of that now, and honestly, it looks fine. Regardless, the cosplay parade starting soon. I need to get over there. You should come with me. Hey now, Ivy was going with me to Showtime stage gathering. Well, whatever Ivy wants to do, it's her choice. That's fair. Either way, it's a good opportunity to promote Fartsburg 2020 to one crowd or another. So would you like to come with me to the cosplay parade? Or join me in the flash mob? I do not want to be in this flash mob. So we're going to the cosplay. Huzzah, this way. Plus, Teo is a dude, so... Yeah. Ashley led the way as we weaved between people in the crowd. We traveled through the largest exhibit hall to get to the cosplay gathering. Ashley had mentioned it was in the Pac-Man Theater. It meant risking our lives through the most densely packed hall of the entire con. And I thought the main hall was bad, but this was 1,000 times worse. At one point they announced that the show floor had just opened up and a huge rush of people came straight for us. It gave me flashbacks to the one time I worked shoe shop retail over the holidays. The horror. The gamer stampede came straight towards us, wild eyes and groping hands. I thought for sure I was going to get trampled to death. But at the last second, Ashley pulled me to safety. You gotta be more careful, Ivy. Just don't let go, okay? Ashley grabs a hold of my hand and I squeeze tightly. She leads the way, always looking forward but never letting go. Eventually, after several more attempts on my life, through various death by copious amounts of people, we made our way to the Pac-Man Theater. The theater was huge, capable of packing in several hundred people. Most of those seats were already taken too, and people were milling around the auditorium aisles. My floor attendant senses detected this as a fire hazard, but... A huge stage had been set up in front of us where normally there would be a table for the speakers, like in a panel discussion forum. This theater is so large, they place projector screens on either side of the stage, so whatever is happening can be seen by those sitting in the back row. It's safe to assume this is one of the auditoriums saved for the more popular panels, and now the cosplay parade. Ashley, what exactly is a cosplay parade? I'm so glad you asked, Ivy.
Let's see.
It's where all the cosplayers get together, line up, and show off their latest creations for the masses on this theater stage up front there. Now that I think about it, kind of self-explanatory, right? Sometimes they even give prizes to the best cosplayers, but this one is pretty chill. No prizes, not even a shiny plastic cup to heft over your head. Maybe one day. Today we are here to appreciate each other's talents and have fun. Before I can interject again, Ashley runs over to a person dressed as a maid. It looks very uniform to Ashley's butler cosplay. Maybe they're from the same game?
Oh my gosh!
I absolutely adore your Mia from Melee Maidens. Totally cute, and your sword, incredible. Thank you. I made it from craft foam and Warbla. It only took like 30 hours to do. That's so professional looking. Dang. And I can't get over how dapper your Angus is. The details you put into your pocket watch are phenomenal. I actually found the watch at a thrift shop and then just molded the extra embellishments on with clay. This went on for some time. It felt it would be rude to interrupt Ashley when she's obviously having so much fun being a part of her community. As they continued to chat about making costumes, I noted that more and more cosplayers were filling into the theater. For once in my life, I actually felt uncomfortable wearing my usual comfy as heck hoodie. I felt undressed compared to all the Melee Maiden cosplayers. Seriously, this was a costume ball or a black... Was this a costume ball or a black tie gala? Not even mentioning the congregation of feathers, capes, prop weapons, and wings. And someone in a giant Moopy costume made out of square foam pixels. Percy would be delighted to see that. For all the visual chaos, the vibe remained pretty chill and friendly, just folks sharing a common joy and dressing up as someone else. Eventually, Ashley parted from her conversation to check on me. Sorry, Ivy, sometimes I get so swept up in it all. I get it. Back at the Funplex, you mentioned that you can only see some of your friends here at these cosplay events. Oh yeah. Cosplayers travel all over, more than other gaming conventions, I bet. Do you know anyone here? Oh no, I mean, I know a good amount of people here, but everyone? Nah. It sure seems like you do. I've seen at least 30 people come up to compliment your butler. Hey, nice Angus, love the tailcoat. Thank you.
Thankies.
Oh, okay, she's actually gonna say it. You there, see? See what I mean? You're mega popular. Think we can spin that into some kind of cosplay event at Fartsburg 2020? Hey, great idea. We can have a real cosplay contest. And I'm gonna win. What's this? Competitive, Ashley? You've been taking notes from Queen Bee, haven't you? What? Don't tell me you saw us practicing in the bathroom the other day. I didn't, but now I can't get that image out of my mind. We ladies gotta stick together. Ladies helping ladies. Am I right? So right. Our chuckles were interrupted by one of the Max attendants. If you're participating in the cosplay parade, I need you to gather in the backstage green room. I repeat, all cosplayers proceed to the green room. Like a slow herd of brightly colored sheep, Ashley and I moved into the next room to join the rest of the cosplayers. When we get to the front of the room, the attendant stopped me dead in my tracks. Cosplayers only, no handlers unless you are visibly holding up something. Handlers? Oh. Hey, Ivy. Ashley tilts her head as if to signal me to step aside. Excuse us, we'll be right back. If you want to be part of the parade, you have to be back here in the next 20 minutes. Step out of the line and stand next to Ashley, who was digging through her bag. I was hoping it wasn't going to come to this, but I feel like this is our only option. Ashley pulls out a surprisingly fancy and elegant maid outfit, and then hands it to me. I need you to wear this. God. See, I want to say the first one because, yeah. I don't want to say the last one because, yeah. I feel like the first one or the second one, because it's yes or yes, sign me up, I am made to order, or wait, you just happen to have this. Those are the options. I don't like the last one. I forgot my UI thing covers it, so. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say made to order, so. That is the cutest maid outfit I've ever seen. Look at all the frills. And I do have fondness for cute dresses and maids. Ashley, did you bring this especially for me to wear? Yes. Sometimes handlers aren't allowed on the stage, and I needed to make sure I got you on stage with me. So I brought extra cosplay just in case. That's awesome. I can't wait to try it on and see how I look. Wait, did you say stage? Why are you going up there? Because we need to spread the word about Fartsburg 2020. What better way to do that than on stage in the biggest auditorium at the convention center of Max? Oh, okay, I'm in. Let's find you someplace where you can change. Make our way to the nearest bathrooms, and I changed into the maid outfit. I struggled to find out all the clasps and what velcros to what, but Ashley took the time to help me get situated. Once we were done, we headed backstage, which I'd say resembled the Funplex break room, but hey, some same purpose, same function. Here are the cosplayers lying in wait for the big show to start, including one particular butler and a newly minted maid. Squee! Go for incredulity. Eh. You look so cute. I wish I looked half as cute as you do in this. Seriously, you're gonna have to do this with me more often. You make a perfect Alice. Alice? Right, I forgot you know nothing about melee maidens. Alice is the head maid for the Neko Manor. Okay. So Angus, that's me, and Alice, that's you, are siblings fighting alongside each other to prevent other maids and butlers from taking over their estate. They fight for Lady Nice.
Oh my!
Oh, and I almost forgot. As she pulls out more costume and stuff from her pack. This time instead of cat ears and a tail. Alice is a cat girl. Of course she is. What? But you don't have cat ears, and I thought we were siblings? Shh, spoilers. You don't find out that they are siblings until after you beat Angus' story arc. When the game starts, Angus has amnesia, and after you win, Alice appears and tells you everything. Angus's power is unleashed and becomes his old cat boy self. It also unlocks an extra skin you can play with. But now, we've gotten very far off track. Satisfied? Any more questions? I think that covers it. Ashley fastens the cat tail of the back of the maid dress and places the headband on my head. With the costume finalized, I take a long, hard look in the mirror. They're probably going to show a picture of my character in the maid outfit, which is funny because if you do this as a guy, then you do this as like the gender bent. You do this as the gender bent version or whatever. So, all right, I'm gonna save it real fast. I have an ooh in chat, so that's why I was laughing. OMG Squee. Squeal am so cute. Kind of weird looking, but yeah. It's because they went with this, they have this super mega androgynous character model. And so this looks a little odd in that regard, but that's fine. Oh, good. Katie and Steph are here. Who? They're a couple of my good cosplay friends, and they are way more talented than me even. And they just so happen to be the MCs for the cosplay parade. Ashley waves over to them, and they smile, waving back. If Quincy was here, this would awaken something in him because he's big into B-stars. So I talked with them earlier. After the parade, they'll let us come up on stage and talk about Fartsburg 2020. Whoa, really? Really? Wait, really? Yeah. Thank you so much, Ashley. That'll help a ton. Yeah, it helps to know people sometimes. I'm really glad I didn't go do the dancing thing, but I was never gonna do that anyway because I have like a 0 romance rating with Teo, I think. So we found a few other cosplayers who dressed up as other Melee Maidens characters, and we all formed up into a group. Even though we were together, Ashley and I kept to ourselves, save for pleasantries. As we chatted away, the Max attendant came back to give us final warning before we went on stage. Everyone listen up. We got 10 minutes before the parade. Make sure you're all ready to go. I think I'm experiencing performance anxiety. My heart rate's increased and I feel flushed. This pressure to look perfect is too much. Still has no internet. Ashley, do I look okay? Are my ears on straight? What about the tail? You look fine, trust me.
Amazing!
You are the best cat girl maid I've ever seen. I bet you say that to all your cosplay friends. I don't. Honest. Well, I think that your, what did you call it, crossplay? It's fantastic. Did you choose to crossplay as Angus? Why did you choose to crossplay as Angus anyway? I would have expected you to be one of the other fancy maids. You would have made a cute maid too. Ivy, do you have maid fetish? What? No, never. Maybe.
I crossplay because that's what makes me feel most comfortable. At first, I dressed as various boys because I adored those characters so much, you know?
Uh-oh, the big reveal, guys.
But the more I did it, the more I had fun with it. The more I began to feel like me. And then I wanted to do it more and more. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what that means in relation to who I am, and that's the confusing part.
Aw, Ashley.
But I guess that's all part of the journey about finding out more about myself. I know it's hard to understand, but just know that I'm working on being happy with myself. And one day, I'll be able to put words into what I'm feeling. But until then, I'll enjoy the ride.
I see. I didn't push you into oversharing just now.
I wouldn't have shared it if I didn't feel comfortable with you. I mean this with all my heart. You are a cherished friend.
Well, gosh, thanks, Ashley. I really appreciate the trust you put in me. I won't let you down. Cosplayers, the time is nigh. Once again, the attendant started barking orders at us. We all shuffled into another line, like how we were told to do earlier, and slowly we all began filing out of the room. The closer we get to the stage doors, the more I feel the nerves creep in. We're next. Melee Maidens group, go now. Ashley looks over at me, just beaming. This is her life, her everything. Take a deep breath, Ivy. I close my eyes, taking in as much air as I can. Hold it in for a long moment before exhaling. I open my eyes slowly and take a step into the Pac-Man theater and onto the stage. I'm following Ashley, who is following the rest of the maid and butler crew. Once all of us are on stage, the MC announces us as the Melee Maidens group. As I look out in front of us, I can see a completely packed theater. It's hard to make out specific faces due to the stage lights, but I can see the outline of hundreds of people. A rush of adrenaline surges through my body, and I look over to Ashley. The proper butler, she takes each step with purpose and elegance. She isn't breaking character for anything. Not all the cheers in the audience, not all the people smiling and laughing around her. She is Angus, and she's owning it. The announcers ask us to strike a pose on 3, 2, 1. So we've got fighting pose, coy flirting, and polite curtsy. But since this is for a fighter game, I feel like you probably have to do fighting pose. I'm assuming. I don't know. That's my feeling. I feel like you have to do the fighting pose because you do the coy flirting. I feel like that's probably not the whatever, since it's not a fighting game. It's a fighting game, I mean. So. It's weird. I can talk all day without any problems. As I start streaming though, my tongue dries out like crazy. I don't know if it's because I'm trying to keep my voice a certain way or what it is, but yeah. I must do fighting pose. I bring up my fists ready for some fist cuffs. Not that I've ever taken a martial arts class, but I've seen enough martial arts games to know some basic style. We finish holding our poses long enough for everyone in the audience to get a good amount of pictures of us. Once a sufficient amount of snaps have been snapped, an MC instructs us to stay on the stage, passing Ashley a microphone for the big Fartsburg 2020 announcement. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It means so much to us that you could join my sister Alice and I here at Neko Manor. As you know, we adore organizing exorbitant galas at Lady Nice's estate. However, Alice and I are planning a very extravagant location. Go on, Alice. Tell them everything. Ashley hands me the mic to me. Watching her Never Break character has inspired me to play along too. That right, Angus. Next weekend, we will be hosting a costume contest at Francine's Arcade Funplex at the Twin Pines Mall. It's all part of Fartsburg 2020, along with the Fists of Discomfort tournament, a world record attempt on movie Magical Maze, and the reveal of a rare and mysterious game. Oh my. First time the public will have seen it. You know it, brother. This could have almost done that in the Hulk Hogan voice. This isn't the event to miss. It will be the most noteworthy event of the season. And remember, this is a private affair, so please only tell your closest friends. Ashley winks to the audience before bowing. Another rush of cheers fills the theater as we walk off stage for a second time. The MC give their closing words and dismiss the audience. As people begin exiting the auditorium, I feel my phone vibrate in my hidden dress pocket. At first, it was just a couple vibrations, but then I could realize what was happening. My phone started seizing. What the? Pulled my phone from my pocket and saw that the Funplex face wall had over 1,000 shiny new likes. No, really, what the hell?
Hey, listen.
The cosplay parade is a huge part of every Max and generates thousands of photos and articles online. Also, it was being live streamed. Ashley, you failed to mention that part. Well, you seemed so nervous and I didn't want to make it worse.
Good work.
And that act you pulled just now has generated a 700% increase of traffic on our site. I also gobbled up some paid keywords, so if anyone posts about cosplay at Max, they will see an ad for Fartsburg 2020 for a genius price. I'm sorry, God, stupid name. It's like when you click on images of maid outfits while you're surfing the internet and then see an ad for buying one right on your face wall. Oh, it looks like you finally got one. Wow, busted. Iris, stop looking at my browser history.
Bad command or file name?
But that's deeply embedded within my program. Fine, just keep that private, okay? Done. Quickly, I scanned my own face wall, and even people I knew who weren't arcaders were talking up a storm about it. I also could hear cosplayers discussing it as we waited for the auditorium to clear out. Can't wait till next weekend. That Fartsburg 2020 thing sounds like a blast. I am totally going to that Funplex place. Do I want to wear my next cosplay there? Ivy, we did it. I had lots of help from you too, Ashley. Don't count yourself out. We make a pretty great team. It was great to hear all the buzz around the cosplay community, and Iris really helped with the social media aspect. Can't believe it was that easy. I mean, tiring, but easy. That was great fun and all, but I'm completely exhausted. Me too. I need a break from all this, some time to collect my thoughts and rest my eyes from all those flashing lights. I'm still seeing spots. You hear that Gavin and Naomi are running a pop-up arcade for the Funplex? A bunch of other local arcades are doing the same over in Hall B. Might be worth stopping by there for a breather with some friends. And make sure that they aren't slacking. That sounds like a solid plan. You want to come with me? Not quite yet. I need to do some touch-ups on my makeup. How about I meet you there later? Great, see you soon. I wave bye to Ashley as I make my way toward the restrooms to get changed back into my usual clothes for the time being. And then it's off to Exhibit Hall B on the lookout for Gavin's serious face or Naomi's kind one. Okay. Let's see, Exhibit Hall B. It very much resembles Exhibit Hall A, where I started my day. Industry types, dealers, swag, crowds. There's definitely more actual arcade games here, as local places have set up pop-up arcades all over the place. Hard to notice the smaller displays, with the giant garish Deco's Palace display eating up the center, but I managed to crawl my way around the edges to find. Well now, pretty much everyone else in the crew, save for Francine. Teo and Ashley are still off hanging out with their respective communities. I've got some time, maybe I can bend someone's ear meanwhile. Let's see, what's everyone doing right now? Gavin's reading the news, bored out of his mind. Naomi's fixing up a busted Galaga. She could use a break. Percy's idly playing around with Nibbler. Queen Bee looks worried and agitated. Well, okay, so either so I'm going to talk to Naomi or Queen Bee since they're the two I'm semi-trying to romance, quote unquote. So yeah. This is where chat gets to tell me what they want me to do, since, yeah. Naomi or Queen Bee? I know, but which one? I know I have basically maxed out my affection level with Naomi, after the arcade raid thing. So Naomi it is. Naomi looks totally frustrated with the monitor chassis her game partially moves so she can tinker with it. There's definitely neck glow, so the neck can't be cracked, so why am I getting nothing at all? Hi, hey Naomi. Oh, Ivy. Sorry, I was wrapped up in my own little world there. What's up? Taking a break, and as of now, you are on break as well. That's sweet, but I really can't. You're getting nowhere with that game. Take a break. Consider it in order. I guess I'm on break then. Cool. You want to get away from the crowd for a bit, find a quiet corner and hang out, decompress a bit?
Ugh.
Absolutely. I can busy myself with the games, but I hate the crowds. Always have. Every year I go to Max. Naomi reaches out and grabs my hand before I can object and drags us off to a semi-quiet little niche between two display booths. Good for a private conversation. Okay, no broken games, no chattering strangers. Good. Honestly, I love my retro games, but I wish they'd break down less often. All this 1980s tech is fun to play with, except when downtime is lost profits. Okay, so I gotta know, why the fixation on retro games? I'm not saying they aren't cool, it's just not something folks our age are usually into, right?
I'd contest that with posts by 20-somethings on classic game collector sites. But you're really asking why I'm into this stuff. And hey, what's not to love? The cool glow of a cathode ray tube, blooming color through the scan lines, the simple and clean pixel art style. One stick, a few buttons, easy to learn, hard to master. You can keep your crazy networked real-time strategy beat-em-up esports fighter thingies. Give me a maze or a spaceship or a bunch of dots any day.
Or a princess rescue and turtles to jump on. Right, well, more the jumping than the rescuing, although I do like the princess rescuing the prince in Wyvern Keep. Good pick, Ivy. Weren't you pulling for me to pick Phrase Invaders? Well, yeah, but I can dig Wyvern Keep too. So how'd you get started with retro games? Well, I know that the cliche answer is I had an older brother who introduced me to games, but it's basically the truth, sort of indirectly, I guess. For a whole summer, my jerk of a brother was in charge of babysitting me, and being a teenager, he didn't want to bother. He wanted to go to the arcade and hang with his friends. So he dragged little old me with him to the arcade, gave me a fistful of tokens and told me to go keep myself busy. At first, I played what all kids played, ticket games, prize games, but I got bored with it fast, realizing I wasn't winning much of anything. Honestly, kids are smart, right? They gotta realize they're being scammed. They have yuck, enough kids are blind to make the scam work. Well, when you really want a toy with all your heart, and it depends on the game, which were you playing? I feel like I don't know. Debating if I just want to say it's like I know the third option is the middle ground one. I think yuck, enough kids are blind to make the scam work. Well, when you really want a toy with all your heart. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with the game is pretty nice, so it doesn't really punish you per se. So I can probably just go ahead and go with well, I'll just go with the first one. As someone who's worked on the floor for weeks now, trust me, kids are blind to how the house always wins. Disgusting, really, but capitalism demands you have those games anyway because, hey, profit, right? Ugh, I know, it's lousy, but that's the way it has to be. I just hope we don't end up as bad as Deco's Palace. Plus, well, there was one other problem with the ticket game area. Too many kids just way too many kids. I didn't know from school I didn't go to. I was too timid to ask someone to leave a game I wanted to play or even to hover around them, worried they might talk to me. I'm really not good with strangers, huge crowds of them. Once I get to know someone, well, they're not a stranger, that's different. Like you, I got to know you very quickly. I got to get to know you quickly enough, considering she gave me her lunch on day one, quickly indeed. But there was one area of the arcade which had next to nobody playing games, where I didn't need to put a quarter up and wait in line, where everything was fun. Retro games? Exactly. Only a few older guys back there. I could play anything I wanted. Every game was a single token. It was all so amazingly cool and flashy and colorful, and oh, it was paradise. The games were my new best friends. Now I looked forward to my jerk of a brother abandoning me in the arcade to go play fighting games. Eventually, summer vacation ended and it was back to school, but I kept visiting arcades, especially ones with good retro collections. So that's how I got into classic arcade games. And that's how you caught Pac-Man fever. The only description is more Pac-Man. I don't know a young girl alone with a bunch of older dudes. Gamer dudes seems inadvisable. I feel like I should just go with the middle ground one or the Pac-Man fever one, because the trying to be pushy like, well, you shouldn't have hung out, or yeah, is not probably great. So I think I'm just gonna do the jokey. No, I'm gonna do the jokey one. Somebody call a doctor. The girl's got Pac-Man fever. Sadly, it's an incurable condition. Oh, I bought that album, Buckner and Garcia, amazing stuff. Got all sorts of songs on it about Donkey Kong, Centipede, Frogger. You can borrow my copy if you want. I've got it on vinyl and tape. I lack any hardware whatsoever which can play those. Really? But vinyl is so much better than MP3. Ladies and gentlemen, Naomi Fairchild, the hipster who could fit in your pocket. I know it's a little weird for me, not being interested in newer games, and it's not like new games are universally awful. But I like what I like. I love what I love. I do what I love for a living. How cool is that? As long as the Funplex stays open and keeps its retro spirit bright, I'll be happy. Well, event manager Ivy will see to it that we keep our doors open. That's why I'm here at Max, to make this event the big deal it deserves to be. Thanks so much for that. I'm no good at the meet and greet stuff. I think we should both get back to what we do best, for the glory of the Funplex. For the glory of the Funplex. The two of us make our way back to the mini Funplex. Her to resume tinkering, being to catch up with Teo and Ashley again. My current status, sitting. Enjoying it. It took a few minutes of searching and stalking, but eventually I found an open seat in the pop-up arcade. While the seat is satisfying, the rest of everything else is miserable. My feet are sore from walking all over, and I don't remember the last time I ate. I feel dehydrated and I have a slight headache from all the noise. And there are still 4 more hours of Max left. Oh, if Gavin saw me in my current state, leaning back, arms at my sides, completely exhausted, I can picture it clearly. He'd be looming over me with his dark, unfettered eyes. He would lean in close and frown, grumbling. He'd say, "Ivy, may I remind you these seats are for patrons only?" I audibly sighed just thinking about it. As luck would have it, though, Gavin and Naomi are huddled over the Galaga cabinet trying to figure out why the monitor's not working. Freedom. My buns are experiencing the best freedom has to offer. While my body feels like it could collapse at any moment, I feel good about it. Right? Getting the word out about Fartsbury 2020 was great. Seeing people's faces light up with excitement is why I'm really here. Plus, spending time with Ashley was an added bonus. She's certainly got passion to spare. I smiled at myself. Pain in my heels and the grumbling in my tummy, worth it. While enjoying the respite, I let my eyes close for a moment, and of course, the second I do that, I hear footfalls closing in. There you are, Ivy. I've been looking all over for you. But you were specifically going to meet back up here at the Funplex Pop-Up Arcade. Yes, but we didn't expect you to be tucked in the darkest corner of the arcade. I'm hiding from Gavin. He'll put me to work if he sees me. Hiding behind the pinball machines is clearly not the smartest choice then. You know how much he loves pinball. Every spare moment he thinks no one is watching him is spent getting that high score. I have so many candid pictures on my phone of him playing pinball. You have to show me, like, right now. Haha, yes, his concentration phase is so cute. Before I can even react, Ashley has her phone out and is scrolling through pictures of Gavin. Him. Both look up at me guiltily. Don't we have more important matters? Max is over in a few hours and we have a lot of work left to do. You're right, Ivy. Please don't tell Gavin. Your secret is safe with me. Right, so business time. I think I got something. Go on. I have a friend and she's an indie arcade developer. The new title she's been working on is amazing. It's got co-op, it's got competition, it's got magical schoolgirls. Now you're talking. It's got it all. Wait, I'm pretty sure I've heard of this game. Is it called Magical Moon Cuties? Yeah, that's the one, and she's thinking about premiering it at Fartsburg 2020.
Oh my gosh!
It'd be cooler than cool. Fucking name, I swear. This is why I should never let chat pick names for anything. It sounds interesting enough. Might make for another fun game for people to play. Definitely. My friend is somewhat renowned. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Yeah. You kidding, Teo? We'd be the talk of the arcade world. I do like being the talk of the world-size things. Let's go check it out. I stand up, invigorated by the news. To start walking back towards the hall with Teo, I hear a call from behind me. Wait. I turn around and see Ashley standing there, fidgeting. Her green eyes are darting back and forth nervously. Ashley? I, too, have a plan. She motions for us to come back towards her, which we do.
Huh?
What's your idea, Ashley? He puts an arm around Teo and the other around me, huddling the three of us together. So, what I am proposing might not be the most legal course of action. Do I even want to know? You've seen the huge monitors hanging around the ceiling in the middle of all the major halls, right? How could I miss them? They're constantly bombarding us with ads and false hopes of high-quality convention food. No matter how amazingly tempting that $9 hot dog looks on the big screen, don't even think about it. Exactly my point. Everyone is looking at it. I know a way to sneak into the back area. All we have to do is break into the main communications center and upload the flyer Ivy made into the rotation.
Whoa!
You want to do what? Shh. Keep your voice down, Teo. Unless you want to get arrested for being an accomplice. It's a genius plan. Everyone at Max will see our name in lights. Okay, so yeah, that's a less than legal way of getting the word out, but I have to admit, you've got me intrigued, and it definitely worked, but I don't know. Trust me.
What
Of course.
about?
We need to go in disguise. I'm already nicely disguised, but Ivy would need to switch into something way more distracting. Way more distracting, exactly? Distract from your face, of course. I mean, it's a very good face. Why would anyone want to be distracted from it? I know, I certainly wouldn't. What I'm trying to say is people remember the costume, not the person wearing it. Which means, Maid Ivy rides again. I knew it. Come on, you did so great on stage. Think of this as your encore. How about it? Let's not forget about Magical Moon Cuties. It's a valid alternative. Both options are valid, honestly. Splashy advertising would certainly drive foot traffic, even if getting it up there would be dodgy. Importantly, Iris could help us do it safely without anyone noticing. Safer than Ashley going off on her own to try this inadvisable stunt. But a highly anticipated indie title might do the trick and result in far less jail time. Fuck. Okay, so we have Teo, let's go check out Magical Moon Cuties. We have Ashley, fetch my maid outfit, it's heist time. So, yeah. I feel like I actually need to go do the Ashley one because, I don't know. Moon Cuties? Alright, that's fine. We'll do Moon Cuties. Ashley, you've got this. You don't need any help from me. Honestly, I don't feel like getting carted off to jail today. It's not on my schedule. It's not on my scheduled agenda. Plus, I'm pretty sure Ashley can handle breaking and entering all by herself. And yes, I do realize how wrong that sounds, even in my own head. I bet you've seen plenty of heist anime. So much that you can sneak into the Natural History Museum and steal the world's biggest Fabergé egg in the middle of the day. Yeah, exactly. I've got like 12 bobby pins holding this wig on. I won't let you down. I know you won't, and please try to be careful. Ashley smiles wildly before prancing off into a crowd of arcade folk. You can stop worrying, Ivy. Ashley knows exactly what she's doing. That's why I'm worried. Fair enough. Well, shall we go see a lady about an indie game? We shall. So we left the pop-up and traveled deep into the halls of Max. People start stopping us to say hello to Teo. We'd be happily on our merry way and then get interrupted by a random person. Oh man, it's Teo. How you doing? Great, but hey, we are on our way to meet with someone. Let's catch up later. Cool, laters. This happened every couple of minutes. Walking through the convention floor with him was like walking through a field of landmines, where instead of explosions, it was uncomfortable introductions to people I will probably never see again. Eventually, Teo leads me back to a section of arcade games, hidden behind all the major company booths, near where he held his dance flash mob. What they set up here is mostly reminiscent of the rest of Max. Arcade cabinets are closely lined up side by side, making several aisles for gamers to aimlessly wander down. I would have expected to be more used to pushing my way through throngs of crowds by now, but nope. Teo and I forced our way through huddled masses of chittering conversations. As I look around at all the different arcade games that surround us, I notice something's off. There are exactly 0 titles that I actually recognize. Dig Dug, Gauntlet, nor Street Fighter. Not even a hint of a pinball game. I was starting to get concerned. Teo, where in Max are we? This is the Indie Mega Arcade. Well, originally they called it the Indie Mega Arcade Expo, but then IMAX sued them. The what? That didn't explain anything to me. What are all these weird games? I understand nothing. If you'll hush those alluring lips of yours for a second, I'd be more than happy to explain. Fucking Teo, I hate this guy. Okay, I'm hushing now, totally and completely hushed. Now, where was I? Oh yes, the Indie Mega Arcade. Indie Mega Arcade is a huge area of Max that showcases all the new and upcoming indie arcade games. Indie developers get a chance to show off their stuff, get useful feedback, and maybe get a few people interested in their game along the way. That's the dream of the indie dev, to make a game that people enjoy playing. I really didn't know much about the indie arcade scene, admittedly. Working at the Funplex offers me a crash course in arcade culture every day. I'm learning about completely new aspects. It does make perfect sense to have an indie game scene. I just never realized that it existed. Pretty amazing, actually. Community of people who share ideas and a passion. Can't afford mass production runs of games, but they've got a lot of heart, you know? They can't crank out a box for every arcade on Earth, but indie developers are free to make whatever type of game they want. No pressure from a big name company either. Complete and utter creative freedom. Really, anyone can make a game if you put your mind to it. Ugh, sorry. In fact, I bet even you, Ivy, could make an arcade game. What say you? We have my game would be spectacular. Don't we have other things to focus on right now? And yeah, I've toyed with the idea. Because I kind of want to just keep on plowing through. I don't know. I feel like if I say don't we have other things to focus on right now, probably the way to go. I don't know. Yeah. I'm also not trying to romance Teo, so I don't really care if I get positive whatevers with him, so. Yeah, okay. I can't deny that when I was younger, I oft wondered about making my own games, but let's be real here, I don't have time for that now. Diving headfirst into a creative endeavor would be interesting, but I'll leave that to the professionals. Right now I'm focused on Fartsburg 2020. Starting another project on top of that wouldn't make much sense. Dreams aren't supposed to make sense. You just feel them. So follow me on a dream. Oh, God, what game would you make? Fine, I'll play along, but only to indulge you. I would make Romance game, I designed a super cute puzzle game, or roguelike procedurally generated open world twin stick platform with loot boxes. That's the middle platform. I'm not doing the last one. So I don't know. So it's either a romance game or super cute puzzle game. Probably do the romance game option. Yeah. I don't know exactly how a romance arcade game would work, but I'm all about creating new genres. I was thinking some sort of game where you can date romance people. Yes. Also, it takes place in arcade, a game about arcade romance in an arcade. Yes. Really, the core of the game would take an in-depth look at all the different aspects of arcade communities and how they function and interact with each other. Yes, a bit slow for a coin-op arcade game, but also plenty of kissing and touching butts. Okay, now you're speaking my language, which is the language of love. Too easy. I like it.
All right.
Well, if you ever get super bored of being an arcade event manager, I can hook you up with all the proper people to launch your second career. What do you mean? Oh, I have some friends who make arcade games for a living. Some friends? As soon as I said it, I became overtly aware of the situation. We stepped foot into the Indie Mega Arcade. People have been waving and nodding at Teo, not to mention all those people stopping us on the way to get over here. I'd say more than some friends. You're a popular guy.
What? Come on, that's silly.
He waves his hands, waving off the very notion that I know to be true. Everyone knows who he is, and I had no idea. Teo's always been such a crowd pleaser at Showtime stage, but I guess his popularity spread to all facets of his life. Dance champion and indie arcade scene champion, huh?
I try to keep my friends' circles pretty separate. Sometimes it's not always perfect, and they tend to overlap. You know, like a Max. But hey, it's got upsides. All my friends are here. The biggest downside of Max is just so hard to see everyone. I never get to spend enough time with them, you know? I got friends here in the Indie Mega Arcade. I got my Funplex crew. I got the dancing community. I just can't see them all. And when I can't see them, I feel like I let them down. I hate having to choose between them. Once again, I've failed my friends. You know, it's a surprise anyone still talks to me anymore.
Aw, Teo's got crippling self-doubt. Teo sighs heavily, his mood shifting from excitement to utter solace. The cool click to Teo is showing a side I'd never not seen yet. I guess he's able to experience emotion other than joy. Confirmed, Teo is not a joy robot. But this isn't right. Sad Teo is worse Teo. As his friend, I must fix this. Can't please everyone, Teo. Allow me to boost your ego, and you haven't let me down. I guess I would just say you can't please everyone, Teo. Because I'm not boosting his ego, because I don't want to be like, I think you're cute, Teo, or whatever. So no, that's not the option. Like I said, I think we're gonna go with you can't please everyone, Teo. Teo puts too much pressure on himself. With the amount of people he knows, it's physically impossible to see everyone. There is literally no way you can meet and hang out with every single person you know. If you had give 15 minutes time to the amount of people I've seen you say hello to, it would take you an entire day to get through them. You exaggerate. Teo, if there is one thing you can be sure of, it's that Ivy doesn't exaggerate. I only observe and state the objective facts. Usually. It's tough only seeing the people you care about every once in a while, but you've been doing a great job. I've seen so many of your friends stop and say hello to you, plus they completely understand when you told them you were busy. Not one left a smile on their face. They really care about you. You know what, Ivy? You're right. The more I hang out with Teo, the more I learn about him. It's always something new and something unexpected. Let's bring this back around to why we're here. How did you get involved in the indie arcade scene anyway? Through Michelle, the indie developer I want you to meet. I met her a few years ago at a previous Max, hanging out with my crew near the dancing games, and she stopped by to play around. She was new to the scene. I struck up a conversation with her, much like when I met you. So there was plenty of flirting then. I cannot help myself when surrounded by such beautiful, wonderful people. And Michelle makes indie arcade games. She's only one of the coolest and most prolific arcade developers in the industry today. She worked on several big-name indie games, and when she's not working, she's speaking all over the world about arcade development. Color me impressed. Sounds like Michelle is the sort of influential person who can really help with Fartsburg 2020. She really is. I'm what now, Mateo Alvarez? Oh, Michelle, only the worst person I've ever met. As to be expected from somebody of your caliber. Touche, I was just looking for you, by the way. Well, I'm glad I found you then. What's on your mind? I wanted to introduce you to Ivy. Nice to meet you. The pleasure is mine. It took me a second, but Michelle totally looks like, uh-oh. You aren't, perchance, also a federal agent. This is it. I'm doomed. It was a setup. About to be renditioned to a CIA black site. Who, me? No way. Although my sister, well, I can neither confirm nor deny what she does for a living. I see, okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna shut up now and focus on arcade stuffs. I think what Ivy is trying to say is that you seem to have a very confident and authoritative expression, that's all. Yep, that's exactly what I meant. Got it on the nose, thanks, Teo. Sure, okay, let's go with that. Anyway, I spoke with Teo earlier in the day. He told me that you had a business proposition. Consider me all ears. Allow me to elaborate. Ivy here was recently appointed as the event manager for the Funplex. Congrats. That's the cute little mom and pop place where Teo gets his groove on, right? I would categorize it as more like a grandma and grandpa kind of arcade. It's not the fanciest one out there, but it's got a heart. I like an arcade with a good heart. It reminds me of my youth. The good old days when you walk into your home, away from home, quarter up, and enjoy the company. But I digress. Getting too swept up in memories. Tell me more about the proposal. Ivy is putting on a special event at the Funplex called Fartsburg. It's a celebration of the arcade scene, if you will. Oh, I will. We're going to have a high score competitions, esports stuff, mystery game reveals, the works. I'm going all out on it. And Teo, I take it you're doing our dance event as well? He is, but it'd be great if we could add one more thing to the list. Maybe the premiere of a new indie game? Legasp. Could you possibly be my game, Magical Moon Cuties? If you'll allow us the honors. Have I given you the elevator pitch yet? All I know is they're magical schoolgirls and I'm intrigued. It's a competitive cooperative puzzle game where people have to work together to match all of the magical orbs before their opponents can. Think 3-player magical drop, but with combo attacks. Everyone plays as a different adorable magical schoolgirl, hence the cuties part. God. See, if I had if I had emotes, I would almost feel like at this point I would need a Fartsburg 2020 emote. It'd be like one of those like campaign like yard signs sort of deal, but yeah. That sounds better than the last time I heard it, right? I'm pretty excited to share Magical Moon Cuties to the world. I've mostly been doing some very selective demos for media outlets today, but so far the general public hasn't been allowed to play it. I'm looking for the perfect place and time to release it. Big publicity would mean I might land a manufacturing contract or a publisher, so I could do a wide release. Fartsburg 2020 might be a good choice for that, but I'm going to need a little more convincing. What else you got? Okay, Ivy, don't blow this. So we've got you're connected with Teo. It's all about the heart of the arcade, and think of all the exposure you'd get. And I feel like I should probably go with the it's all about the heart of the arcade because, yeah, I don't really need to talk up Teo. So yeah, that's my feelings anyway. think we're gonna just go with the heart of the arcade. It's the heart of the cards, except it's a building. So Michelle had mentioned earlier she likes an arcade that has heart and soul. I should appeal to that. You aren't going to find an arcade that has more spirit than the Funplex. Everyone who frequents there, employees and patrons alike, want nothing more for this event. This is our chance to show the world our dreams. We've been pouring all of our combined energy into making Fartsburg 2020. Fucking hell. Victorious, Teo, myself, all the staff, all the gamers. Magical Moon Cooties on our side. We can just bring even more heart to this affair. It's the perfect fit for the kind of friendly atmosphere we want, bringing people together. Oh wait, you got me right in the feels. Plus, I really want to play Magical Moon Cooties too. Ha, fair enough. I was just sassing you anyway. After discussing with Teo, I already knew I was going to show Magical Moon Cooties at the Funplex. Love that enthusiasm though. Really? Really? I mean, it's either the Funplex or Deco's Palace, and while Deco is the heavyweight champion of the arcade world, it's not a good fit for my dreams. Great, so it's settled. I think so. I know so. Magical Moon Cooties will have its first playable showing to the public at Fartsburg 2020. Booyah! I'll haul my prototype cabinet over to your arcade the day before so you can get it set up. I'd appreciate you keeping it hidden until the event though. Alright. Already bought a mystery concealing tarp for our rare game release. Heck, what's one more mystery concealing tarp between friends? This will be an event to remember, and I'm thrilled. I can't wait to share the news with everyone. Ivy, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Oh, but I should really be thanking you. Sorry to cut this convo off, but Michelle, your next interview is here. It's Mark from Hexagon. Wow, Mark, Hexagon, got it. Ugh, it's so hard to keep track of all these different media outlets. Ivy, it's been great. My people will call your people or whatever they do these days. Oh, expect your social media to explode later today. Ta-ta. And in a flash, Michelle wandered back into a crowd of people, her friend leading her into the next interview, leaving me standing in shock, unable to believe what had happened. A top indie developer premiering at my event. Imagine the adorable smiling faces of anime magical schoolgirls. I could practically hear them cheering me on. I knew everything would be okay. This is my life?
Huh?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Just musing to myself. Out loud, nonetheless. No worries, I do that all the time. Mostly when I'm alone, though.
Love it.
But overall, that went really well. Glad that Michelle was really excited to bring her game to the Funplex. Me too. Honestly, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. What with Ashley helping me with the hype at the cosplay contest, I feel like Fartsburg 2020 is going to be amazing. Sorry, I don't know why. I'm a fucking child. Like, I read Fartsburg and I say it out loud and it takes a second. It just makes me laugh every time. It's Griffin with Polygon. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. It's yeah. Everything in this game is a reference or a spin off of something else that's related to gaming someplace else. Or popular culture. That's the spirit. I never doubted you for a second. About to reply with a totally witty retort about doubting in time. However, we were interrupted by the sounds of a bell chime. The hall will be closing in 30 minutes. It's over already? And I was just getting started. I'd barely seen anything yet. I could do this for at least another 4 hours. I am frightened and confused as to how you will still have so much energy left, Teo. I amaze even myself sometimes. As for me, I was exhausted, allowing yawn to escape my mouth. Well, I'm officially pooped and ready to go home. I still wanted to squeeze in a couple more games before the hall closes. They're going to have to drag you out of the hall once it closes, aren't they? Kicking and screaming. Thanks for your help with Fartsburg 2020 today. That's what friends are for. And I'm glad to have you as a friend. Ditto. See you back at the arcade, Ivy. With our pleasantries exchanged, I left Teo to finish the dying seconds of Max in the Indie Mega Arcade. Oh no. The the Fartsburg posters up here now. Yeah. All in all, successful day.
Beep beep.
Beep beep, Ivy, you have a new text message. Operation Hot Dog Takedown. Mission completed. Complete. Asset extracted and heading home for a leisurely bath and some anime. Huh? She hacked the video games. She hacked the video signs and snuck away.
Good work.
Look at the screens. Our flyers airing there now. Wow, I didn't know Ashley was a hacker. Maybe we should swap tips. I'd like the Funplex to commit fewer felonies rather than more, Iris. Aw, okay. Right, time to head home. Promised I would meet Juniper just outside the main event of the hall, and that's exactly where I was headed. The rush of fresh air hit me as I pushed the double glass doors open. It was nice, refreshing, and had a much better smell than the one I had been around all day. I didn't have to wait long until I saw Juniper. She bounced happily up to me. So, how was your first Max, Ivy? It was, I'm gonna say fantastic. The amount of support I got from my friends today was amazing. I know I can always count on them, and I feel like we've bonded closer as friends. I can't wait to go back next year. As to be expected with a convention. Although in your case, you really outdid yourself and got smacked with 300% of what anyone else would have, yeah? How do you figure? Well, most people drop by Max, play some games, maybe attend a panel or two, do some shopping. They're here to be catered to. You, on the other hand, were doing the catering, and like any good caterer, that means spinning plates and doing 12 different things at once. You found interesting ways to push Fartsburg 2020 and promote the Funplex as a whole. You worked your butt off to do it. So rather than doing Max, you were Max. Sure feels that way. I'm totally drained.
Ooh.
I kind of envy you, you know? It sounds like you had some great adventures today, other than designing that flyer. I didn't do that much beyond playing a few games and buying cute t-shirts and stuff, but let me tell you, they are really super cute shirts. I'm glad I could support you though, even if it was just, you know, by doodling up a flyer. I'm gonna say it was hardly a doodle. You did a great job, great work designing it, because I want to lift Juniper up instead of being a bitch to her. So, hey, don't sell yourself short. The flyer looked super professional. I mean, no fun Comic Sans, but still pretty cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ivy. I really enjoy doing stuff like that. I don't exactly get a lot of opportunities at the office to express myself. Okay, let's get home and get some real rest. We've both earned it. In fact, I'd say we took it, Juniper, don't, to the max. Ah. I knew that one was coming. It was totally worth it. Took it to the max. After that moment, the rest of the evening was a blur. I knew that Juniper and I took the train back home and heated up some pizza bagels, and I safely made it into my comfy bed. I think I was still in shock. At the beginning of this day, I thought no one was going to know about Fartsburg 2020. We'd be stuck as a relatively unknown mom-and-pop arcade. But now it seems like the whole world knows, which is great, but also pretty nerve-wracking. I sighed heavily, letting all my mixed emotions flow over me. Megs, it's funny because the writer, I think, for this game, for Arcade Spirits, has liked a couple of my tweets because I've mentioned Arcade Spirits by name, and so they've liked the tweets that I have, which always makes me go, holy crap. But yeah, I think they must have like tapped into your brain to create Juniper. So what I set in motion will stay in motion. It can only get bigger and better from here. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself as I drift to sleep. I'm proud of what I accomplished today, and I can't wait to tell everyone at the Funplex about it, all I've done. Hope they are proud of me too. And before I know it, Fartsburg 2020 will be upon us. Okay. You've cleared level 3 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. Naomi is still up there. Ashley got some points, but that's because, yeah. Looks like you're really hitting it off with Naomi. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you've scored 11,500 points. Go for the high score. Actually, I don't know what the high score is, but hey, go for it anyway. Do you want to save your game before proceeding level 2? Yes, I do want to save my game. Yes. Level 4, player versus player. It is the future year 20XX. And this is my hour. Max is come and gone, and we're hoping a good number of the folks we reached out to there will be here today at my big event. Fartsburg 2020. This is a make or break moment for me. My chance to put the Funplex on the map, my chance to make something more of this job than a 9 to 5 vacuuming the carpet looking for missing ski balls. My chance to prove to myself that I can do this. Everybody's counting on me to bring in the customers, keep them coming back for more. Without that, we're constantly at risk of the Funplex shutting down. So no pressure or anything. Here I am in the break room, psyching myself up, watching the clock. Once the little hand hits the 10 and the big hand hits the 12, it's Fartsburg 2020 is go. I don't want to be nervous. I don't want to be freaking out like I was at Max. I want to face this with absolute confidence. But, well, sadly, it's me and not someone else. And those old instincts to assume that everything will go wrong, those feelings are still hanging on. Naomi, almost time to go. You ready? No. Yes? You know what? Let's go with yes, even if it's no. Relax. You're a people person. Go out there and be a person of the people.
Yeah.
I'll be behind you every step of the way. Thought you were planning to hide in your workshop. Well, turn your back to the door and I'll technically be behind you. And drop by now and then to keep me company, maybe. And definitely focus on the event. It's your big day. Good luck. 10 o'clock. Time to do this. You can do this, Ivy. And you know what? Even if the family curse makes you fail miserably and crash and burn, at least you can say you took an honest whack at it. You'll never succeed if you don't at least take a few whacks. With that settled, I pushed through the door and out into the arcade. Let's be honest. We'll probably get maybe a dozen randos anyway. No big deal, right? And that is not a dozen randos. It is considerably more than a dozen randos. Wait, why am I panicking? This is a good problem to have. We wanted a big crowd for the event. Okay, it's more folks to wrangle, but I can do this. I can do this. I step out in the front of the crowd, waving for attention. Hey everyone. Briefly, I look down to make sure I'm wearing pants, unlike my nightmares about public speaking. Welcome, everyone, to Fartsburg 2020 at Francine's Arcade Funplex. We've got some awesome things in store for you today. I'll go over the basics, then we can get this party started. First, the token machines will be spitting out extra tokens when you buy $5 or more of them, so make the most of it. Second, the Fist of Discomfort tournament. We're streaming it live on Queen Bee's channel. Signups are at the prize desk, so see the giant pink flamingo for details. Third, a high score contest for nearly every other game in the arcade. Register your 3-letter initials with Gavin at the desk to join in. The time traveler machine. Which one? I'm confused. Sorry. Whoever holds the top score at the end of the day gets a trophy and tokens. We're planning a monthly high score challenge leaderboard, so let's get this started. Fourth, for those of you participating in the cosplay contest, your outfit looks great, and check in with Ashley about the details. Fifth, I can confirm the rumors. We're going to have Magical Moon cuties playable on the floor today. The Funplex is home to the indies. Finally, in a few minutes, I'll be revealing our new rare game. Only a few prototypes were ever made, and today you'll get to play one of them. All of those things were on the flyers, the promotional website, and so on, meaning the point by point was kind of redundant. They're ready to go. But I should pump the crowd up a bit, get them excited, can't half-ass this either. Okay, so you have my respect and my gratitude. Thank you for coming. You have veteran or newbie alike. I hope you all have a lot of fun and make a new friends today. Apparently, I can't pick these, I guess. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the veteran or newbie alike one. So the Funplex is meant to be fun for all, casual gamer or core gamer, young or old, retro or modern. We want everyone to have a blast. Oh, okay. Even if you don't walk away with a trophy, you'll be walking out of here with memories of time well spent with these great games and the great people you'll meet today. So anything we can do to make sure you're having fun, let us know. We hope you come back to the Funplex again to recapture the magic moments you'll experience today. On behalf of the Funplex, thank you for joining us at Fartsburg 2020. Now let's get gaming. Yeah, I went for the second one. Is weird on my stream. I don't know, it's fine. Yep, that got him excited. Right, okay, now it's time to reveal our new rare game and get this show underway. Gavin and Naomi wheel the tarp-covered game out from the back room. Excitement builds in the crowd as it's pushed into place. My friends, I give you Wyvern Keep, a rare Laserdisc-based game where you're a daring princess rescuing a prince from the clutches of an evil lizard. And the crowd goes mild? I thought Laserdisc games played like crap. Isn't that why they stopped making them? They're not all bad, and they can be kitschy nostalgia at least. Could be fun. Maybe I'll give it a shot after I'm out of the FOD tournament pools. Not the outburst of joy I'd hoped for. But I thought this game was really sought after by collectors and stuff. That's different from being popular.
I suppose.
I wouldn't worry though. Today's crowd is fairly hardcore. Once more casual players are wowed by the animation, it should pay for itself. Didn't Ivy kind of get it for free? My point stands. I'm about ready to give up on this for now and move on to other things when I spot something out of the corner of my eye. Very hesitantly, a young girl approaches, eyes full of wonder at the cartoon playing before her of the daring princess. And after dropping in 2 tokens, she starts to play, standing on her tiptoes to do so. Games are meant to be played and loved. Players that grow to love them, players like me, always find them in the end. Hopefully that girl will have cherished childhood memories of Wyvern Keep just like I did. My nerves unwind somewhat on seeing everybody ready to go. Maybe today will work out just fine after all. With the event underway, folks head off to sign up for the high score challenges, the FOD tourney, or just to go play some games. As for me, I work my way through the crowd and back to the desk. One last thing to do, check in with our VIPs before they dive headfirst into the storm. Teo's main stage to encourage folks to get silly on the dance floor. Percy's preparing for his Moopy run. Queen Bee's ready to face her first opponents. I know I can rely on the staff, but in a lot of ways, the gamers are our star talent for the day. It's their event. I need to support them. For starters, I wave over Teo. Everything set for today's dancing, Teo? In Teo fashion, he winks and gives me a thumbs up.
Absolutely.
Ready to rock, but can't stop to chat. Running the stage is my focus for the next few hours, and it's going to take every ounce of social juice I can squeeze out. If you need me, check me out during the lunch break. K, Phrasing, and K. Percy, world record time. You up for this? Absolutely. Whoa, okay, he definitely looks focused today, not his usual soft, smiling self. Naomi set up a little camera to record the whole thing. When I set the record, I'll submit it as the new high score to defeat. Blah. The culmination of years of effort, all coming to a head. The pressure's well and truly on, isn't it? I can always try another day, yes, but this isn't for me. I mean, never was for me, but today it's also for you. For the Funplex, you mean? For you. This event is more than a way to put the Funplex on the map. It's like your own personal high score attempt. Chasing a dream, always grasping just out of reach. I hate to let you all down. Morale improvement systems online. Aim the encouragement cannons. Hey, if you bungle, there's always Donkey Kong. Win or lose, we'll all be proud of you today. I think I'm just gonna do the win or lose, we'll all be proud of you today. Or I can do the middle ground one. I'm not doing the first one. That's dumb. So. I think I'm gonna just go with win or lose. We're all proud of you today. So, Percy, I know how much this game means to you, but don't feel you have to win this on my behalf or even the Funplex's behalf. Volunteering for this high pressure public profile run means a lot to me. You're already doing everything you can do for us all, and honestly, I'm proud of you. Quite right, quite right. Very well. For myself, for you, and for the Funplex, I shall give it my all. Percy offers a quick salute, then marches off to war with Mr. Moopy's magic maze, having a seat on his stool to begin the run. Next up, checking in with Queen Bee. Ivy, what the blank? Hey, ready for the tournament?
Nope, no way.
No, I am not ready in the slightest. Not for this, not for him. With a subtle head nod, she indicates a fairly nondescript fellow with a t-shirt and jeans, standard gamer gear. But there's an unusual design on the back of his jacket, like some weird wide-eyed fanged oni. This is a local event, right? Funplex regulars, city scrubs, and a bunch of cosplay otaku from Max. Yes, that's what this is. Then why the blank is the demon here? The who?
Hey, listen.
Known on Western shores as the Demon, and in his home country of Japan as Kami, he is the top-rated Fist of Discomfort player in the world. As for your question, Miss B, I invited him. What?
Ooh.
You asked me to handle invitations for the tournament, remember? As part of my helpful assistance in setting up Fartsburg 2020. Honestly, I was surprised he accepted my invitation. All the other top-rated pros turned it down flat. He even flew here from Japan on his own dime. Yin, isn't that nice of him? Ivy, did your magical phone fairy just put me dead in the crosshairs of the greatest player who ever lived? Yes, we'll go with yes. Sorry. I am blanked. I am so completely blanked. Queen Bee can't be losing morale now, and I can't have my friends so frantic over this. Plus, this is one of the main events, and when she's in top fighting form, she's an all-star entertainer. I've got to pump her up. Queen Bee, kick his ass. That means you've got this. You know his moves. Wouldn't it be a great upset if you won? I'm not doing the last one. So I think I'm gonna do the first one. Be more aggressive or whatever. Since she's a very aggressive person, she has to kind of have that aggressiveness. So I'm gonna do the first one. Queen Bee kicks ass. As Queen Bee wrings her hands and chews her lips, I lock in eyes with her. Queen Bee, yeah. Destroy him. This is your shot at taking down the demon. Fate dropped this in your lap. Now you get to do what you do best. Blankin' owning him. She squeaks out a smile, but it's not her usual radiantly confident grin.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, kid. I'll give it a shot. She marches off to join the tournament. I'm getting a sinking feeling.
Did I make a mistake? My calculations estimated that having a top player would bring in at least 150% more attendance. I mean, I was just trying to help this event be the best it could be.
I'm just gonna be nice to Iris, I guess. You did fine, Iris. Don't worry about it, or you should have consulted with me first. I don't know. I kind of just want to do the nice one because I don't want to be a total bitch to everybody. So. Yeah. I'm gonna let chat choose though. Because yeah, it doesn't really matter per se to me. I just, yeah. Waiting. Flirt with the phone. Don't worry about it, Iris. I asked you to invite star players that hype the event to the moon, and that's what you did. Marry Iris. Maybe if the demon beats Queen Bee, well, the Funplex wins.
Even so, I feel kind of bad. But it's good that I feel bad, right? That I'm not making a purely quantitative analysis of the situation.
Iris on the butts. I mean, she's in the phone. I was like, if she was in like a smartwatch, it'd be like the backside of the watch is kind of like the butt, so it's always touching. Anyway, humans are rarely purely quantitative.
Exactly.
That oddly enough cheers her up a bit. Right, that's everybody squared away. For the next few hours is Floor Attendant Ivy on duty, making sure Fartsburg 2020 soars like an eagle rather than a turkey. Oh gosh, that fucking name. By and large, the event runs itself, or rather, Teo, Ashley, Gavin, and Naomi keep it rolling. My job is to troubleshoot. And boy howdy is there trouble to shoot. Not 1 hour in and we've got problems. Even if they aren't major ones, I don't want even major problems to mess up this event. Not even 1 glass of spilled milk. My stress level is so high that I might start bawling at the sight of it.
Beep beep.
Ivy, can I be of assistance? I'd like to make sure I would like to make things up for you after that invitation snafu. Currently, I'm detecting 3 problems for you to solve. Someone beating up a cabinet, a player loudly cursing at a game, and a crowd milling around the vending machines. As floor attendant and event manager, it's my duty to make things right. The crowd's already in red edge from all the high stakes competition. Where do I start though? Yeah, people punching the. Can't people punching the cabinets. Squaring up a storm is a problem around the kids, and sharks are circling the snack machines. I think I'm gonna do this swearing around the kids, I guess. And then I can do the punching the cabinet ones. If it lets me do all 3 of them, I think that's the order I would do them. Because I do that one, then the cabinets, and then the sharks or whatever, so. Of all the blanking immature little stunts to pull, that mother blanker. Yeah. Ah, shit, I didn't start with the ones breaking stuff. Whoa, settle down. Fortunately for me, the gamer recognized me immediately, thanks to my speech earlier, and also, fortunately for me, she calms down considerably too. Blank, sorry, glad you're here, I need your help. I mean, just look at this blank. Curious, I take a look at the currently top score on Qbert, which is registered to the initials ASS. Can you believe it? Someone beat my top score, then put in joke initials just to ruin my day. Know exactly who did it too. Steve, that son of a blank. He's always pulling blank like this just to mess with me. Hey, there he is. Steve, get your ass over here. Steve glances over with a bemused smirk, strolls over to join us. Joy, something wrong? Of course something's blanking wrong. You stole my high score. Did I? Oh, hey, look at that. I guess I did. Sucks to be you, huh, Joy? And your initials are... Because I know for a fact Gavin wouldn't have let you register for the high score competition as ass. So I played a little joke. So what? That's still my score up there. I'm taking home that trophy tonight. Urge to kill rising. Must control. Fist of death. I'm gonna just okay, so I've got Steve, you're disqualified, use your real initials. Gavin's the scorekeeper today. He makes the call. Or Iris, can you verify any of these claims? I'd probably do the last one or the first one. I don't really want to pull Gavin into this one, honestly. So, yeah. What does chat think? I think I should just drop the hammer on him. Like, he's telling me he's disqualified. When we do Iris... wait. How do you know Steve is Mr. Ass exactly? Well, actually, Mr. Ass is former WWE Tag Team Champ from 1990X. Steve here is decidedly just an ass. And he said that was his score. Yeah, that's my score. What of it? Come at me, bro. We'll see about that. Iris?
Iris, online.
Need you to, like, CSI the situation for me. Oh, good idea. Tapping into the Funplex security camera. Feed now. Zoom and enhance. Zoom and enhance. For the 5 individuals to play this game during the tournament, none match the physical parameters of Steve. He didn't even put a quarter in, much less take the top score. So you're either a liar or a prankster, and Iris confirmed you a liar. You're out of the tournament. Be happy I'm the one laying this down instead of Gavin. He'd show you the door. What? You call me a liar? I don't have to stand here and take this crap. You don't want me here? I'll give my business to Deco's palace. And off he goes. Maybe I came on too strong, but it's not like he didn't deserve it. Wow, that's some arcade justice right there. Thanks so much. Happy to help, but if you don't mind keeping the swearing to a minimum, we've got kids here. For you, anything. Alright, another case solved, thanks to Detective Iris and her sidekick, Dr. Ivy. Wait, I'm the sidekick now? And a doctor, don't forget. Well, as long as I'm a doctor. Okay, on to the next problem. The game is afoot. We're gonna do the people punching cabinets. Oh man, this guy? This gamer is busy smacking the side of a Wild Rider cabinet. The fake plastic motorcycle handles on the front of the game rattle each time. No, 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 this can't be happening. Sir, you're not allowed to hit the games. Plus, if Naomi saw this, he'd be as good as excommunicated. Oh, you're that gal I got mad at when the fat dude wouldn't stop playing Moopy, right? Sorry, I've got anger issues. I'm trying to work on them, but did you just look at this of all the rotten luck? I got the top lap score, I did it, and now the game's frozen right after crossing the finish line. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Wild Rider is one of our most problematic games, constantly freezing or going splat. Naomi fixes it at least once a week. It was made in the early 20X, but with janky low polys and low production values as a whole. I'm sorry for hitting the game. I guess that was pretty stupid of me, but is there anything you can do to help me keep my score? I've got a real shot at winning this one. This guy rubs me the wrong way, but he seems sincere in his apology, and he's paying a customer today despite claiming he'd leave forever, so I should keep that ball rolling. Let's see. Have you tried... Oops, punch my microphone like a mouse. Let's see. The options are: have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? Let me check with Naomi, see if she can do anything. And I have Iris. Is there anything you can do here? I don't want to unplug it because that's not going to fix anything. So I guess I can bring Naomi in, or I can ask Iris. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to say ask Iris, and she's going to be like, zoop, 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 or whatever, so... But I know this is probably your semi-last chance to get perk points or whatever with people. This is why they're giving you these options right now, so... Check with Naomi. Okay, I'm surprised. I figured you guys were going to say go with Iris. Okay, hang on. I'm going to check with our technician, see if there's anything we can do to recover your game. I already text Naomi for you. Thanks, Iris. Naomi comes charging out of her workshop looking perturbed. Ugh, Wild Rider again? Quickly, she slips around behind the game, popping up with the back panel. She uses her phone flashlight to poke through the works. These early 3D games are such a pain. If it was a pure retro game or even a pure modern one, it'd be way more reliable. Okay, I think I see the problem. 1 second. And like that, the virtual motorcycle unfreezes, confetti and cheers sounding from the game as it properly registers the lap time. I never get tired of watching Naomi fix things. To see her brain quickly solve these arcade complications leaves my mouth agape and my heart warm. Ugh. All done. Call me if it breaks again. Bye. Oh man, she did it. My score is saved. Hallelujah. I owe you, seriously. I'm taking home that Wild Rider trophy. Another happy customer, but I should keep an eye on that game in case it falls apart again. Next problem. Wait a second. I look back around in the center of the room. I can't help but notice two things. First, he's looking oddly irate, and Queen Bee is missing. My instincts say I should tend to our VIPs first and foremost. I don't think I can cover both of them in time, but I could help out at least one of them. Even if it leaves the last of those crowd problems twisting the wind. I don't know. This is triage. Where should I focus? Okay, so I have Queen Bee may be freaking out. I'll see to her. Percy isn't looking great. He may need help. And sharks are circling the snack machines. Uh-oh. So the Percy one, I'm just... I know. I'd rather help Queen Bee personally. So yeah. Queen Bee it is. We're approaching lunchtime, so maybe she's off getting food, but I'm not so sure. Queen Bee, I know, would be watching the tournament pools and studying her opponents. Heck, I've seen her pack protein bars for a quick lunch rather than walk away from FOD. I had to check in with Gavin, who has an eagle's eye view of the entire event from his perch at the prize desk. Hey Gavin, I was wondering where she's in the employee break room. Where Queen Bee is. Okay, I'm honestly kind of surprised you let her in there. It's crowded in here, and one less anxiety-riddled gamer in the mix of probably healthy for the event as a whole. If you'll excuse me, I've got scores to tally. Best of luck. Okay, I guess that answers that. Weaving through the crowd, I make my way to the employees only door. I scratched out the apostrophe last week. Sure enough, Queen Bee is here, thumbing through her social media feeds. I'm just gonna save it because I haven't saved it in a while. Hey Queen Bee. Oh, hey kid. So, sup?
Oh, not much really. Just wondering what I'm gonna do after L7 boots me from the team. I lose all my subscribers, and I'm lying downtrodden in the esports gutter begging for tokens. So, not much really.
Okay, I get that you feel that need to hustle 24/7 and the pressure's on. You're constantly being evaluated and judged, put under the magnifying glass. Is this meant to be comforting? My point is, I didn't forget what you told me before. But isn't this different? You're up against the best player in the world. Who would expect you to win that fight? One loss, that loss in particular, can't ruin you. Queen Bee sighs, locking her phone for now and tucking it away, her face still wrought with trepidation. Look, kid.
It's complicated.
There's things about L7 that I don't talk about, some really blanked up things. It's not just the pressure to perform, it's the pressure to perform perfectly at every second of my career. It's expectation beyond the norm, beyond what anyone else on my team has to deal with. Simply put, I'm a woman in esports. That is what changes everything. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Is someone giving you trouble? What are they making sexist jokes about fixing them sandwiches? So I don't know. I feel like I don't know if it's the second option or the Sorry to hear that. Is someone giving you trouble, or what are they making sexist jokes about fixing them sandwiches? Like, yeah. Option 1. All right. First one, yeah. Oh, Queen Bee, I'm sorry to hear that. Listen, if someone on your team is making your life miserable... What? No more misery than what I have to deal with on the daily from the persistent internet trolls. The blank I get from my team is way more subtle than that, but it stings way more than the normal barb.
Do you know why L7 signed me in the first place? I'm their mascot. The only lady on a male-dominated team. I was just so excited to be getting a pro contract in the first place that I didn't look any deeper. You know, I really should have looked deeper. If I did, I would have noticed their history. Women gamers hired and fired over the years, always let go for performance issues. Performance issues, my ass. They have a rotating slot for the obligatory eye candy hire, and everyone knows it. And now I'm starting to hear rumblings about my performance. It's like I'm getting too old for them, and it's time to trade in for a younger, hotter esports star. And it's not like any of this is in writing. Oh no. They never say why it happens. It's to avoid the legal system, obviously. They blame the gamer every time. Poor performance. But it's as plain as the nose on your face.
Instinctively, I go cross-eyed, trying to look at my own nose. Well, maybe not my nose. Mine is a work of sublime beauty, crafted by the gods themselves.
Ugh.
No, this kind of blank happened all the time in esports. It happens all the time in esports. Montages and interviews are always focused on me being a woman and not on my skills as a gamer. I mean, it's not just in esports. It's soaked into the entire blanking gaming culture. Women, LGBT+, POCs, minorities, people with disabilities. Basically, everyone who's not the industry's marketing target has to work extra hard to get where they want to be and to get treated like blank along the way. I fought tooth and nail to get where I am now, and to have it to be threatened because I don't uphold to their sexist standards anymore is, frankly put, bull blank. Okay, so it's there and it's real, but tough to prove any real allegations. Closest thing I've got to hard evidence is my win-loss ratio. It's steady and solid, no performance problems at all. Yeah.
Nope, no way.
I don't lose. I can't drop the axe just yet, not until I make a mistake. And, well, taking on the demon and getting destroyed in front of a live-streamed audience at a small event, an event I should be winning hands down. That's all they need to justify abandoning ship. Honestly, I'd have abandoned ship on this team ages ago if not for the fact that I rely on my team's salary to live. I've even had to put up with those L7 sponsored events at Deco's Palace. What a filthy pit of ego and aggression that place is. But without this contract, I'd need, a real job, like an ordinary pleb. Oof, blank that. I'm a gamer and this is my blanking dream. So I suck it up and endure all the little microaggressions. No way around it. Now, if I want to keep being a pro, I have to beat the demon. But how do you kill that which has no weaknesses? Come on, everybody has a weakness. What's his?
Maybe.
Well, maybe if he has a heart attack or spontaneously combusts, being on fire is totally a weakness. Maybe walk me through it. In Fist of Discomfort, how do you counterplay your opponent? I'm utter crap at that genre. Maybe explain it to a noob will help. She pauses, trying to figure out how to word it on a level that even a neophyte can handle. Let's see. Okay, so there's 3 playstyles in FOD: aggro, mid-range, and control. But put simply, aggro is quick beatdowns, mid-range is balance, and control is a long-term planning. In this case, I play aggro, and from what I know about the demon, he's an absolute perfect control player. He uses elaborate item combinations to stall the game, then seals your doom. And I'm gonna hazard that control beats aggro. Most of the time, yeah. It sacrifices early game power for early game stall, meaning I burn out while he's just getting warmed up.
It's complicated.
If I wanted to counterplay him, I'd have to play mid-range. But I haven't practiced those characters, that playstyle. He'd outskill me easily. No choice, I guess. I'll have to get out of my comfort zone and face the demon as mid-range. I'll figure something out along the way. I'm going to slay the demon. I'm going to do this. I will. Okay, so we have agreed it's time to go exorcist on his ass. And if not, hey, you can join Team Funplex. Yeah, and they have a middle range one where it's like, is there anyone at L7 you can trust to help out or whatever? But that's, yeah. I kind of feel like maybe she wants the joke, and so she could say joining Team Funplex is the jokey one that she wants. I don't know. Instead of saying exorcist on his ass, going exorcist on his ass. No. I think you have to show confidence or whatever, probably. So. First one. Then I think it's time to load up on holy water and crossbows and purge this entity from our sacred Funplex. Now we're talking. Let's put L7 aside for the moment, because even if I win this battle, I'm leaving them in my wake. Even been here and now, but here and now it's time to focus on the fight.
Hey, thanks.
This helped. I mean, I'm still very, very likely doomed, but I feel better about my doom as a whole. Maybe you'll be there for the finals later on today. I nod in affirmative. Although Percy should be wrapping his high score run at about the same time, meaning, Hey, it's cool. I get it. You've got a lot going on. No pressure. Now you've got an event to manage, and I've got a fight to prep for. Let's both do what we can do. We can do best. You got it, Queen Bee. She pulls out her phone to do a little research as I depart. Ugh. Half of Fartsburg 2020 in the can. Have to go. I've been running myself ragged trying to catch every little problem, but there's still plenty left to do, but no sense not practicing self-care too. It's time to get my lunch on. While a nice quiet moment to myself would probably help, what would help more would be a smidge of social interaction beyond crisis management. Percy and Queen Bee are obviously tied up in their own affairs, but everybody else should be open. Who would I lean on in my time of need? Who could I lean on in my time? Naomi's still in workshop. Maybe she'd like company. I'm gonna talk to Naomi, because Naomi said, "Don't leave me alone." She said, "Please visit me," so I'm gonna visit Naomi. Naomi's been hiding away in her workshop all day, coming out only for spot repairs of games. I'll go see if she wants to hit the whole story or something for lunch. Turn the handle of the wide double doors of her workspace and step inside. As expected, she's busy tinkering with a circuit board when I arrive. Hey. Oh, Ivy. Good to see you. How's the event going so far? It's a bit rocky, but we're making it happen. And right now I need to make lunch happen, or I'm gonna pass out. Do you want to head over to Whole Story, get some chow? No need, I came prepared, and prepared a little extra if you like. She unpacks a pair of wooden boxes from her backpack, each with a classic Japanese bento, enough rice and Munchables for one person.
Sweet!
I figured you might be too busy today to go out, so I planned ahead. For me? Dang, Naomi, that's nice of you. Her workspace isn't exactly a 5-star restaurant, but it'll do. We crack open our boxes and get to work on them. Seems she's just as hungry as I am from the way she chows down, but there's enough room between bites to chat, so you're welcome to join us whenever, out there. I don't know. It's not really my thing. Crowds, I mean. But it's the Funplex. It's basically your crowd. They're here to play your games and enjoy your hard work. I know. I tend to be a wallflower in huge groups. One or two or small groups, okay, but large groups, well... See, this is why I like those old retro arcades. Only a few people played those games. I got to be friends with most of them. That's good, right? Remember how uncomfortable she seemed at Max. She also avoided the mingling crowd at Donnawood. It's hard for me to imagine not wanting to talk to people. I've always been pretty outgoing. You have to be to work in retail, lifeguarding, or arcade event managing. But I'm extroverted, while she's clearly introverted. Nothing wrong with that. Do I really want to try to push her out of her comfort zone? Wait, what am I even thinking? I shouldn't be pushing her anywhere. We can just talk this over like adults. Naomi, do you want to join the party out there? Huh? I'm not asking if you're comfortable with it. I'm asking if you would enjoy being with your fellow gamers if you could be comfortable with it.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I know from basically every movie and TV show that my story should end in opening up to others and being super outgoing, but that's just not me. I love my friends, I love my work, and I love the time I spend with both. I'm pretty okay with not being a total party animal on top of that. The only reason I have doubts and wonder if I should be more outgoing is because society seems to value super social people more than quiet loners. Loners usually end up on the 5 o'clock news after some massive incident. Oh, she was so quiet, I had no idea. But honestly, I don't mind not joining the party. That's not bad, right?
So we have, if you're happy like this, that's totally okay. You're not as quiet as you claim to be. You're passionate, and yeah. So I don't know. I kind of like I like the first one. I mean, I like the first one and the second one. They're both decent options. The second one, the not as quiet as you claim to be, you're passionate, is probably one of those sort of pleas or whatever to her to understand that she's not a weirdo or whatever. One, you're happy like this is totally okay. All right. Nothing wrong with being introverted. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. Let me handle the crowds for you. I'll be your wingman and tackle the situations you'd like to avoid. I think the main concern people have with loners is if they isolate themselves due to depression, avoiding their friends and things they could actually enjoy. Oh, that's not me at all. I love spending time with you and with all the others. Yep, so I don't think you have anything to worry about. And if you do want to pop out and check out Fartsburg 2020, god damn it, take as much or as little time as you want. Hang out, hang back, or get involved. It's totally up to you. Okay. Thanks, Ivy. Maybe I'll do just that. I might blend in with the wallflowers, but it would be nice to get a peek at what's going on out there, if only to appreciate the hard work I put in. I'll make some time to do just that. Oh, and maybe when you aren't wrangling a dozen contests and dealing with hyper-competitive gamers, we can, I don't know, walk the floor together or something. Yeah, I think that might work. Better than my past efforts at being community-minded, at least. Naomi sighs, poking idly at lunch with her chopsticks. My past efforts. Ugh, I wish the internet didn't suck so much. Huh? Well, there's tons of communities online for arcade enthusiasts, and it's easier to mingle in a virtual group of total strangers than a real one. But the last few times I tried, well, you'd think nerds who are used to being picked on for weird hobbies would at least be less likely to pick on each other, and you'd be wrong. There are just too many people, even in the smallest of small communities, willing to take a big old dump on you for being even slightly different, or to gatekeep, or worse, if they're too willing to be friendly, like too friendly, like wanting to know where you live and wanting naked pictures friendly. Yeah, that's not great. But I found that face-to-face people are nicer. When you know there's a human with feelings, you aren't as likely to step on those feelings. That's why I like hanging out with my friends, all the fun of being in a small community, all the advantages without being overwhelmed by a massive crowd. It's exactly the right fit for me, yeah. Okay, so we have, and if anybody asks for naked pictures, I'll punch them. You're open about what sort of social contact you love, good. I think I should just, I don't know. Yeah, so I think I should probably just do the punch one, because it's if anybody asks for naked pictures, I'll punch them, and then you're open about what sort of social contact you love. That's good, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna do the first one, the punch one. So yeah, and if anybody walks right up to your face and shouts nudes or GTFO, I'll kick them right in the happy sack. How gallant to face an assault charge on my behalf. You are too kind. I'm not paying your bail, and conjugal visits are probably out, but I will appreciate you staying up for my dignity from afar. Both share a laugh, turning a gross idea into something to mock and share together. Aw, see, Naomi's not into me. She wouldn't do a conjugal visit if I went to jail for her. Naomi quickly finishes up the rest of her lunch. Lost in thought, I take the lull in conversation to finish my own. Damn, Naomi makes a mean lunch. I wouldn't mind her making me the bentos for the rest of my life. I'd rate her 5 stars on Yelp. We should get back to work. We should both get back to work. We're on the clock, you and I. And once I'm done in here, I'll pop my head out and say hi, or at least look around. Seriously, thanks for visiting. Really cheered up my spirits. Okay, thanks for the lunch again. Can we do this again sometime? I really, really love your lunches. And with the tiniest hint of a blush on her cheeks, Naomi offers me a big ol' hug. She has to stand on her tiptoes to do it. Anytime. I'd make you lunch anytime. You should do this again. We should do this again, okay? Absolutely. After packing up the remains of the lunch, she gets back to her work, and I get back to mine. But I can certainly say my day's a little brighter now. God, my ass is killing me. This chair is so uncomfortable. I need a new chair. I also need a new desk because my monitor is actually like too low. So, yeah, whatever. The next few hours pass quickly. I'm gonna save it real fast. Just. With a new confidence, Percy's deep into his world record run and performing admirably. He's intensely focused on that score, inching ever closer. While Queen Bee effortlessly effortlessly destroys locals on the path to her inevitable showdown with the demon. Myself, I float through it all, taking care of little problems while keeping an eye on both of them, but as the event winds to a close, all eyes are on our two main events, and the very real possibility that our local heroes falling apart at the finish line. Technically, the arcade-wide score competition is still on, but the crowds are ignoring the games in favor of crowding around Fist of Discomfort and Movie. Percy's been on a solid run since his earlier fumbles. Queen Bee's been effortlessly destroying all competitors, as expected. But the demon has been matching her game for game, destroying all his opponents as well. And as predicted, grand finals will come down to Queen Bee versus the demon. And as for the magical world of Moopy, Percy's closing in on that world record with the tape rolling and ready to submit to Twin Galaxies. The pressure's on. I got Queen Bee through her worries, but that was just the prelude. This is the main event. Percy's not looking great, hunched over his joystick. He might need me. I can't be there for them both as much as I want to. Who do I focus on? Fuck. I don't really care about Percy. That sounds really harsh. Queen Bee... I think I need to be there for Queen Bee. So... instead of being there for Percy. I've put zero effort into Percy this game too, so... yeah. Just kind of, I don't know. I knew this decision was coming because of the way it was worded earlier or whatever, so... Queen Bee, obviously. Alright, that's why I figured, just double checking. This is it, the grand finals of the Fist of Discomfort at Fartsburg 2020. Percy needs my help. See, you guys split on it as soon as it doesn't matter. Percy will figure out Moopy. He doesn't need my help, so I can sense the excitement in the crowd, and it's hard not to get swept up in the hype. My nerves are through the roof right now, and I'm not even the one playing. Using my event manager authority, I reach the front of the crowd where Rhapsody, an FOD expert Iris invited to handle the play-by-play announcing, introduces the competitors. On the player one side, the rising star of L7 Gaming, local Funplex champion and internet sensation, Queen Bee. A few folks in the crowd, locals mostly, cheer Queen Bee on. I recognize most of them from her crew and a bunch of Funplex regulars. On the player 2 side, 5-time EVO champion and Fist of Discomfort, known as Kami in his home country of Japan. We all know him as the Demon. Uh-oh, the crowd's picking their favorite, clearly. Not to say that it doesn't make sense. The Demon is known by casuals and hardcore alike, but I was hoping for at least a little less of a discrepancy between the two. I look over to Queen Bee. She's keeping it calm. She's keeping it cool. A true mask of the competitive gamer. After a quick handshake, it's off to their joysticks, quartering up and getting ready to battle. My fellow gamers, this is the grand finals here at Fartsburg 2020. Let's hear. I don't know why my brain, I read it, I say it out loud, and then it takes like a second, and my brain just starts, yeah. Let's hear it for our competitors. As they shuffle through the character selection screen, the crowd waits in anticipation, eager to see who will be chosen. Announcers take that momentum and bring it back twofold. Queen Bee is sticking with her pride and joy, the fast and deadly Tomokaze. From what I've learned, Tomokaze is a light and fast character suited for Queen Bee's aggro style. It's her favorite character. As for the Demon, who's been playing his staple, a heavy-set, controlling samurai all day, selects a similar speedy attack ninja. What an amazing turn of events. The Demon completely strays from his normal character roster and chooses Silent Blade. This is completely unlike anything we've seen the Demon do today. What an exciting matchup. One you won't want to take your eyes away from. Wait, this doesn't make sense. Queen Bee explained all this to me. The Demon plays slow, control-heavy characters that drag the game down to their level for an eventual defeat. But now he's playing aggro? Characters locked in and map set. Let's not delay this match any further. The countdown is at 3, 2, 1, and begin. Ugh. Sorry. Right out of the gate, the Demon comes at Queen Bee with a ferocity I haven't seen since, well, since Queen Bee's usual matches, where she charges head on into her enemy. Right out of the gate, the demon attacks his Queen Bee with the frosty like did I just read that? Like a cheetah, the demon spares no time running straight towards his prey. Demon completely ignored the Ninja Creek waves. He's taking full-on minion damage and he's not even phased. In fact, he's not even stopping to buy items. Our champion from Japan has only one thing in his sights, and that's Queen Bee. Okay, yeah, this is bad. He's playing aggro. He's playing a faster aggro than Queen Bee, rushing her down before she even gets her bearings. It's not much of an edge with the demon risking everything like that, but it's just enough of one to keep her from finding her footing. Normally these matches go on a good 5 or 10 minutes, but he's already put Queen Bee down once, then mauled an allied Sensei while she was respawning. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to lose, so he's trying to speed it as fast as he can. I try to make myself heard over the crowd. So I've got stay cool, focus on defense, kick his ass, and you can do this. I think it's either gonna. I feel like with Queen Bee, it's like she needs to be like brought back into the now, and so I feel like I need to probably do the stay focused one. But then again, she is very much the angry player, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna do kick his ass. All right. Kick. No, it's no good. She can't hear me. Even if I was able to shout louder in the crowd, her attention is so focused she probably wouldn't register my voice. I can do nothing but helplessly watch the demon pulls her apart again and again. The onslaught, the demon living up to his namesake, is not showing an ounce of mercy for his competitor. But what's this? Queen Bee is switching things up. She stopped at the item shop, completely ignoring the attacks on her sensei. He needs moral support? Well, yeah, I mean, what could she possibly be buying at a time like this? Fortunately, she seems to have developed a plan. From what she explained, the counter to aggro is control, so by changing her tactics, it might just allow her some time to catch up. One of Queen Bee's senseis is down for the count, but that death has brought her enough time to grab as many control spells as she can. Queen Bee blasts the lane with Storm of Frost. Okay, I get it now. She's using a weird hybrid style of trying to stall out the enemy with ice spells while making her own progress down the lane. Initially, it worked like a charm. The enemy minions freeze solid and give her just enough breathing room to push ahead. The demon responds with swift accuracy, pushing forward with his other lanes, ignoring her attempts to slow things down. As the demon flips between lanes, it's clear that while this would have won her the game if she'd started out that way, quickly enough, the final sensei on Queen Bee's side of the map falls. Here's your winner, the demon. The obligatory handshake happens as the crowd bursts into applause, thrilled to have seen such a strange spectacle out of the world champion. Immediately, Queen Bee is forgotten as the players close in and cheer on the demon over and over. Perhaps sensing it's her cue to depart before the cheap plastic trophy I got from the dollar store's word to her rival, Queen Bee slips away and I decide to follow. I find her in the break room, collapsed in one of the folding chairs, face in her hands. Quietly, I take a seat next to her.
I don't know. After L7 Gaming dumps me, maybe I can live off my stream subs alone. If they don't abandon ship too, I mean. Maybe cut my living expenses a little. You know, move back into my parents' house, things like that. If worse comes to worse, maybe Naomi will carve out the insides of an unpopular game and I can sleep in there.
So we have I recommend Peakett's Bagels, Breakfast of Champions. Sorry things didn't work out, Queen Bee. And then we have maybe L7 won't care. It's just a local tournament. No, I'm not saying that. I think I'd rather probably say it. Sorry things didn't work out. The joke one just seems kind of Or am I wrong? Maybe the joke one is the way to go? I don't know. I have no idea. I think... I don't know. I'm just thinking... I should... 2? Alright. Hey, if it helps you feel any better, I feel awful right now too. I'm sorry that this happened. You've got my sympathy. Normally that sort of sentiment is seriously not my thing, but... Today, yeah, I'll take it. Thanks, Ivy. Wait, I've graduated from kid? Thanks, kid. That's better. And hey, maybe your team will be just as understanding as me, right? Well, gave it my best. Theorycrafted with you, sorted my plan out, even changed it up on the fly when he surprised me.
Hey, thanks.
I can honestly say that I did my best, and that's thanks to you. Helped me pull my blank together this morning, you know? Happy to help. This is my fault, isn't it? I'm the one who organized the event. I'm the one who pushed everybody past their limits, all in the name of making my dream a reality. I've been working hard to make what should have been just another temporary job in a long stream of temporary jobs into something more, something I can believe in. But I didn't stop to think of what that would cost me and everyone around me. Blank.
Whoa.
Whoa, wash that filthy mouth out with some soap, kid. Question is, now what? Where do I go from here? Well, thankfully someone's knocking at the door, interrupting me before I need to provide career advice to someone whose career I just indirectly destroyed. Although I'm expecting to be Gavin or maybe Ashley to come cheer their friend up, the unexpected walks in the door. Two of us sort of stare, dumbfounded, as the man addresses Queen Bee. What? What?
Hey, listen.
I can translate. One moment while I load my Japanese to English speech recognition systems. I'm afraid my English is not very good, so, oh, you have a translator. I am glad. Irish repeats everything we say back and forth with a little patience. The conversation flows a bit easier after that. I wish to thank you for teaching me today.
What the?
For what? The blank does that even mean? Are you mocking me? Iris probably softened that a little in the translation, but combined with Queen Bee's expression, the demon seemed to get the real gist. Not at all. I wish to thank you for teaching me your unique fighting style. Both Queen Bee and I look very confused. I have been watching your stream for a year now, but watching it is not the same as facing you in combat. From that one battle alone, I have learned a great deal. If you will allow it, I would enjoy learning more. I clearly have a great deal of work to do to master your style, as you saw today. Didn't we just see him pull you apart limb by limb? Queen Bee's expression softens and she playfully punches me in the shoulder. Way to rub it in, kid, but that's not even what happened. I honestly thought you were watching the match. I was, but I'm still confused. He played sloppy as blank. The reason I lost was due to surprise. He took more risks out there than I did, relying on the fastest, hardest aggro style imaginable to win before I could react. Even in aggro, you don't come blitzing out the gate without buying a single item, not unless you're willing to bet it all in that strategy. I was overly eager to show you what I have learned. I won, yes, but I cannot be result-oriented in my thinking. I believe we could learn much from you. Queen Bee-san.
Come again?
Okay, who's we exactly? Myself, the Kami of Japan. Onslaught-san, the Kami of the Kami of NorCal scene. Of Fausta-san, the Kami of Germany. We are assembling a team, winds that blow from all directions at once, carrying with them wisdom from across the arcade world. A diverse team for 4 players by players. But we require an aggro-style champion, a Kami of the East Coast scene. In America, we would be deeply honored if Queen Bee-san joined us. As he offers a deep bow, neither of us know quite how to react to that. Queen Bee speaks up first.
Hold on. You're offering me a job? That's why you came here?
Hi. I have been scouting for talent to complete our team, but have yet to meet anyone quite like you. You are intense, wild, daring, and exactly what we need. But I could not know for certain until I attempted to surpass you. In direct combat, I attempted and I failed. Winning the match is irrelevant. My play was insufficient. However, if you wish to remain loyal to L7 Gaming, I will understand.
Them right in the ear. I mean, let me look into my contract situation and square things away first. But, you know, I'm interested. Yeah, interested.
I almost barely saw the hint of the possibility of a glimpse of a smile in the demon just now. And it's gone. Thank you. Please take all the time you require. Fate willing, we will welcome you as one of our 4 heavenly kings. We will at last have found our queen. With that, he offers one more bow and promptly turns to exit.
Whoa.
Holy blank. Kid, do you know what this means? You're about to be elevated arcade godhood. Your skills will expand dramatically. I think I'm gonna say you're about to be elevated. No, I think I'm gonna say your skills. I think I'm gonna say you elevated arcade godhood, the first one, instead of dramatic. Yeah, I don't know, the dramatic expanding your skills or whatever. So. You're gonna ascend the holy mountain of Asgard to join your fellow Kami in Olympus, home of the spirits above. Pretty sure you're mixing up your pantheons there, kid. But yeah, this is big. I mean, this is super big for me. Instead of bowing and scraping and begging L7 to let me sit at their table, I get my own blanking table. I want to be carried into Evo by oiled fanboys, raising me high on a plush couch, feeding me grapes and fanning me with palm leaves. I'm actually reasonably sure Iris could arrange that if I ask her to. Sure thing, I'll get right on. Kidding, I was kidding, Iris. Yeah, I'm kidding too. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I got a lot to learn before I really know how I can really know I can hang with them. Now I've got a future and it's bright. I'll admit to some relief on hearing I didn't even just sink Queen Bee's battleship. But the fact remains that we got lucky. If the demon hadn't been in a generous mood, hadn't been scouting for talent, her career would have been in shambles thanks to me. The demon said it himself. Don't fall for results-oriented thinking. Maybe her future is bright, but it almost wasn't thanks to me. Man, who knew being an adult with many important responsibilities instead of a transient floating through life would be this nasty? Kid, you okay in there? Yeah, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Taking the moment off, I do my best to celebrate her achievement. I'm glad I could help you out this morning. I'm glad things worked out, even if I guess both you and the demon feel you lost that fight in your own way. Esports, huh? Wild stuff.
Hey, thanks.
But hey, I've been meaning to tell you, thanks. You've been with me through all this, even when you probably had better things to do. Don't think I haven't noticed. Well, I'm the event manager, you're our star talent and a friend to boot. I'm happy to make you happy. I'm ready to enjoy that ride. If you'll have me along, I'd love to spend more time with you. Holy shit, you can just basically just say, hey Queen Bee, like, let's go out. I don't know. Can't remember if I know I kind of said to Naomi like, hey, we should be together, but I don't remember how that went. So that was in the Bollywood place, so I'm not sure. I don't know which direction I should go with this one. Because I'm like, well, shit. I don't know if Naomi's will date me or not. Maybe I need to go out with Queen Bee. One, unless you give up on Naomi. I don't really want to give up on Naomi necessarily. So, you're a friend of the Funplex, Queen Bee, and while it's my job to keep you coming back, I want you to know that it's not just for the tokens or your esports stardom. I know Naomi blushed, so we're happy to have you around, Queen Bee. If it wouldn't really be the Funplex without you, so thanks a bunch. Ah, shucks, kid. It's no big deal. I like it here. I'm happy to have friends like you and Purr at my side. Speaking of here, we should rejoin here already in progress. Folks will be expecting the runner-up to make an appearance. And I'm never one to not make an appearance. As we ran to the arcade, I instinctively size up the crowd looking for trouble, but there isn't any. Good, don't think I could deal with another crisis. Wait a minute, where's Purr? Percy? I don't know. He's gone. Nobody's playing Moopy. In fact, it's already drained out the extra lives and gone back to the attract mode screen. The score just short of the world record. Ah, blank. You think he cracked under the pressure? Percy's in the hospital. Started clutching at his chest and then fell off his stool. We think it was a heart attack. Dang. Called 911 right away. The ambulance just left. Oh no. I need to go. Blank. I ride the bus. I can't drive to the hospital. Queen Bee provides. We'll take my car. Gavin, can you and the others finish up here? I have to. This is my fault. I pushed him too hard. Go. We'll take care of Farthburg 2020. Quickly pile into Queen Bee's rusty yellow hatchback and speed off to the local hospital. The hour is growing late, but we managed to find his room just before visiting hours over. Inside, lying in a hospital bed. Oh, hello there. Wasn't expecting visitors. He's lying, guys. He's just standing there. Sorry. How do you do? Is the event going well? How do you do? Seriously, how do you do, Percy? Exactly. What's going on? Are you okay? Oh, Tosh, it's nothing. Just a heart tremor. Wasn't even a full arrest or anything. They're keeping me overnight for our observation. I'll be back at the Funplex before you know it. Still have a high score to defeat after all. Are you blanking kidding me? Purpur, come on. You're hooked up to an ECG. I can see your heartbeats. It's not nothing. Just a little issue, that's all. A medical mishap which runs in my family. Wasn't quite expecting it to accelerate this quickly, but that's life, isn't it? So it wasn't stress related? Well, probably didn't help, but can't say. I was feeling sharp as usual this morning. My fault, really. All my fault. How serious is this condition? And be honest with us, Percy. No holding back to keep us from worrying, because we're going to worry about whether you like it or not. Yeah, what the kid said.
Well.
Well... They've said 2 years left to live, but science isn't exact science, I suppose. Blank. Hospital PA system chimes, grabbing my attention. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Visiting hours are now over. Visiting hours are now over. Suppose it's time for you two to head on home. And don't you worry about me. I'll be back out. I'll be out of here in the morning. Probably take a break from Moopy for a time, but I'll pop by the Funplex all the same. Okay, if you're sure, Percy. Only if you're sure, Percy. You know me. Love, I'm an optimism expert, and my way of keeping calm through the silliness is to optimize the happiness I can find in the time remaining to me. That means the Funplex. The Funplex. Okay, Queen Bee offers me a ride back to the Funplex in her car. I've still got an event to wrap up and then a bus to catch back to my apartment. Neither of us really feel like talking on the way there. I'm back. Not that there's much to come back to. All the plastic trophies I'd picked out for the high score contests are gone, along with their winners. Looks like everybody's closing up shop. Ashley tidying up a bit. Naomi literally having fallen asleep at the prize desk. And Francine up way past her bedtime, squinting at a computer printout.
Hello, dearie.
Ah, there you are, Ivy. Gavin ran the numbers while you were out. Despite the discount on tokens, we've made a tidy profit today, far above and beyond what the Funplex normally draws. From what Ashley tells me, the move was quite jovial near the end, with many nice folks saying they plan to return. And even if the local champ didn't win at Fist of Discomfort, they got to see the demon in action. That's a feather in our cap. I'd hoped you'd be pleased with the news. This is what you wanted, yes? To put the Funplex on the map? Business is going to be just peachy now, especially with more lovely parties like this one. Yeah, okay, sorry, I'm happy about it. Just exhausted? Emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Well, for what it's worth, we're all rather exhausted, dearie. But we've got no regrets. I'd like to think I know a thing or two about dreams. Dreams and how difficult they can be to make a reality. Your dream of a thriving Funplex is going to take hard work from each and every one of us. But we're ready, willing, and able. Well, true, Queen Bee didn't win, and true, Percy was, hospitalized, but the poor dear. But we did it! Your friends saw it through, and they do it all over again, without a doubt.
I nod, a bit numb to it all. I'm sure I feel like $1,000,000 tomorrow when Percy strolls back in and smiles and Queen Bee sporting her fancy new team jacket. In the daytime, crowds are thick with newcomers, happy to be playing the games they love when I finally get to see the efforts of what we accomplished. But for now, I really just want to go to bed. You need anything else from me tonight? We're all wrapped up like a bow. I'm on my way home for a good night's sleep myself. Go home, Ivy. We'll see you tomorrow. Turn the keys in the lock, slumping into the apartment.
Hi!
So, how'd it go? Was Fartsburg 2020 every bit as awesome as the awesome poster I designed it for it? The players went home happy and business is booming. Hooray! Why don't you look happy? It's been a long day. Well, okay. Honesty, Ivy. You're an inspiration to me. You had the guts to chase your dreams. It's tough work, but I knew that Iris could find you something you'd love. And I've been wondering if I should follow in your footsteps. You want to become an arcade czar? No, silly. I mean, just try to find something to do with my life other than make coffee for executives and file their paperwork.
I've got it!
Like that poster. I could try to be a graphic designer maybe. I've always loved doing stuff like that. What do you think? Except that following your dreams can run you ragged like it did to me today. It could nearly torpedo your future. It could even kill you. Is it worth it? Is it really worth all the trouble? Follow your dreams, Juniper. Be independent. Maybe you could find a graphic design firm. You're already doing fine. Stick with it. I don't want to say the last one. Either the first or second one. I think the first, I don't know, the second one is kind of probably... The second one is more reasonable. Finding a job that has like jobs instead of it being freelance stuff, but I don't know if that's the right one to say to her or not. Just noticed that comment in chat. Jesus. What would I tell you? Shit. I would probably tell you just to go for it. And since the things I mean, I guess it depends on what it is you're wanting to do, but things I know that you want to do, I would say just do it and be independent. So Francine's right. I chose this path. I chose to make my life difficult in order to make my life into something. Juniper's helped me out along the way, and I should help her in turn. I'm not gonna lie, it wouldn't be easy, not by a long shot. But yeah, I think you should chase your dreams, become an artist on your own terms.
Thank you!
I knew I had the right idea. Thanks, Ivy. You need to go to bed and sleep. Tomorrow I'll make you pancakes, a reward for my hardworking arcade czar. I used to have pancakes every morning during those summer trips, right? Your mom made them? That was ages ago, Juniper, when my folks could afford trips to the shore. And Juniper gets a wry smile. I think I know exactly how we can celebrate your newfound success. How about a beach vacation? Oh my gosh. You've cleared level 4 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's get your score. Oh my gosh. Looks like you're really hitting it off with Naomi. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and passionate soul. Also, you scored 14,500 points. Wahoo. Today's pizza fact is the world's largest pizza covered 10,000 square feet, measured 140 feet across. It weighed in at 44,457 pounds. Jeez. You want to save your game before proceeding? Oh my gosh, there's level 5. I'm surprised because, yeah. I know you want a beach vacation. Under the boardwalk. This is the future year 20XX, and romance is in the air, or at least romance will be in the air if Iris has anything to say about it. Also, I'm not actually in that glorious 20XX neon metropolis today. I'm about 134.7 miles south of it. That's much better. I just smell the sea salt, the saltwater taffy, the baking hot sands. It's just like I remember. You've never been to Flotsam Beach before, Juniper. Well, it's just like I remember you remembering it was then.
Definitely.
This is definitely one of my better ideas. Top 10, maybe even top 5 ideas. What a fantastic way to celebrate your success at the Funplex. As reward for your hard work, we return to the beach where you first played Wyvern Keep, where your family spent their summer vacations. Oh, how sentimental. My heart, I can't. Feel the need to say something pithy and dismissive in the face of her unrelenting cheer, but to be honest, I'm definitely smiling. This place holds so many dear memories for me. Before my parents lost their jobs, we began the downward spiral of bad family luck. We loved coming to Flotsam Beach. And coming back here for sure is a treat.
Yes.
Places, oops, god damn it. All those little shops and the best fried food the East Coast can provide. And arcades aplenty, and seashells, and airbrush t-shirts, and plastic sunglasses, and I want to see it all. I want to do it all. I think you're more excited about this than I am, Juniper. You're excited too, don't deny it, Ivy.
Later.
Okay, I'm gonna go get changed into my swimsuit before the others get here. Be right back. The others? Right. That was the second part of Juniper's plan. See, that this wasn't just a treat for me, but for everybody associated with the Funplex. We'd have to drive down here in groups and pay for our own hotel rooms to keep the costs down, but soon enough, a Saturday outing for all the staff and VIPs had become a reality. It was real sweet of her to include everyone in on the trip, too. We worked hard to make Fartsburg 2020 a success. I certainly couldn't have done it without help from my friends. Within the next hour, there'd be 9 of us bouncing around in swimsuits, making sand castles and buying cheap souvenirs and playing seaside arcade games. And hopefully not accidentally drowning in the riptides as my inner lifeguard felt need to warn. One day of fun in the sun for everyone. And as for this evening, beep beep, Ivy. Well, Iris had other plans for me.
Well, have you decided yet? Have you? Time's running out, you know.
With a sigh, I pull out my phone, summoning my digital Jin. And why is time running out exactly?
I've run the numbers and calculated a 99.97% chance of romantic success if you take your special someone on a moonlit seaside stroll. It's the perfect confluence of all projected event vectors that will lead you to love and happiness. Romance is in the air. Can't you feel it?
Right. Right now, all I feel is slightly overheated. I need to go change.
Yes. Good. Put on your sexy swimwear. It'll improve my projections.
Sorry, the Iris voice actress. Oh my god. She really is getting into it. It's perfect. She's been going on and on about this ever since finding out about the beach trip. Iris, why is this sudden obsession with finding me a special someone anyway? I've turned my life around. I found a job. I found a dream job even. Make something in the Funplex to let it grow and shine. You've done well helping me with that. This is the happiest I've been in years, honestly.
Thank you.
Gosh, thanks, Ivy. Now, I've tried workplace romance before, back in the shoe shop days, and it worked out for a while until I realized we weren't soulmates. A high-quality dad joke. Point is, I know I said I'd be open-minded about this sort of thing. I haven't forgotten what we talked about the day I joined the Funplex, but now that I'm faced with it, I'm not sure. Oh, shut up, me. Ivy, your best weeks. You've spent weeks getting to know these people. You've even taken a few of them out to lunch. What if I just make things awkward for everyone? What if I can't decide who to approach? What if I'm just not ready to start dating again? I'm already super close to all these people, closer than I thought I'd be when I first took the job. Do I really want to rock the boat by flirting with a friend like that? The warmest hearts can be found first in friendship, I say. You should tweet that at Chuck Tingle, and he'll probably write that book in like a day. So you already know these people. You care for them, Ivy. Don't deny it. And I'm thinking they care for you too. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. We're all adults. We can deal with it. Like Francine.
My sources say yes.
Trust me, Ivy. This is your moment. But you don't have to decide right now. In fact, you shouldn't. Take the day with all your friends to really think about it. No, Iris. I want to do it now so I can... I was hoping to finish this tonight. I'm at 3 hours. I feel like this is just going to keep going. After dinner, I'll have finished my number crunching. And we'll have your final relationship scores. That'll help guide your decisions. Let's take a look. Behold, weeks of emotional data fully analyzed. Go figure. So it's Naomi, obviously, and then Queen Bee, and then Ashley. And I really do feel like they're kind of sort of trying to hint at Ashley being trans or possibly trans, which is fine. So, but I don't. Yeah, if Ashley is trans and she's possibly a trans male, for example, I don't know. I'm looking for the chicks. So, so far I think you make a pretty good match with Naomi. You spend a lot of time with her, and she really likes you. Maybe even likes you. So that's it. It's decided.
No. The points are just a guide. And it's not like I'm gonna force you to woo someone just because they're your top match. I still need to calculate how well your personality matches what they're looking for. That'll net you bonus points. Consider it food for thought, you know? And you've still got the rest of today to see who you're a good fit for. Maybe cram in some more time with them. Anyway, keep an open mind, yeah? By the way, according to GPS, your potential romances will be here in less than 2 minutes. Have fun!
Hazily jammed my phone back in my pocket before anyone can hear that. Dang it, Iris. I could have just chillaxed by the sea, maybe found that old arcade where I once played Wyvern Keep and had a pleasant time. But now I need to be sizing up romantic partners. Although, maybe there is someone I've been getting close to, someone I think I wouldn't mind being closer to, in fact. And it has been a long time since I felt like I could even try having someone to share my life with. Maybe it's time to look for love again. You like Queen Bee best, but also like Naomi. We put all that effort into Queen Bee or into Naomi, and now you're just, it's like, you know, you should have spoken up more before. Gosh. Very innocent and chaste fun in the sun. Sure, I can do that, right? Ugh, God damn it. Teo in his, like, Speedo. Hello, Flotsam, your queen has arrived. Morning, Ivy. Is this a private game of beach blanket bingo, or can we join? Innocent. And chaste. Fun in the sun. Where can we set up my parasol? And how's the surf? Teo is thinking of doing some surfing. I really get a chance to surf these days. Looking forward to breaking out my old board and hitting the waves. I was going to play the Beach Boys all the way down here from the city to help get in the mood, but Queen Bee vetoed it. Hey, if you want a free ride in my beloved B-Mobile with your board strapped to my roof, you listen to my music, Mr. Dance Pants. Oh, hey, there's the perfect spot. Let's set up there.
Catch you later.
I better go help her. See you there. Okay. Suddenly feel a bit inadequate in terms of proper beach bod and attire. We're here.
Excellent.
Good. Queen Bee brought an umbrella. Yeah, I don't really tan so much as burn to a crisp. Honestly, I'm mostly here for the shopping and the arcades. I'm curious to see how these arcades are run as well. Maybe I can talk to a manager, get some tips for how to handle a very transient audience.
Ugh.
I meant to play in them, not to study them. Sheesh, Gavin. We're not here to work. Egg like the mad girl. Can't I do both? I'll go join the others for now, though it's been a long drive. I'd like to stretch out a bit.
See ya.
Oh, me too. I'm so cramped up from sitting in that van. Wait for me. Stretching, yes, stretching is good. Flex those muscles.
Ooh.
All right, the beach. I haven't been to a beach in ages. Not since my sign spinning days promoting that funnel cake place. I guess there was that one time we did a beach shoot, but that was like last summer. So yes, ages ago. Feels good to be back in the sun. Last beach I went to was back in England, considerably more cold and overcast than this, afraid. And before you ask, because Ashley already asked again and again on the drive down here, I'm not going to explode in direct sunlight. My condition is quite stable today. Sorry, Percy, but you are part of the crew. That means we care about you. I promise, though, we won't treat you like you're made of glass. You're still good old Percy to us.
Much obliged.
Thanks, love. All the same, think I'll grab a spot under the umbrella before all the good shade is taken. As for me, last one in the water is a landlubber. Okay, the water, yes, getting wet and cooling down. Partay! Francine didn't change at all, which is fine.
Hello, dearie.
Afraid my bikini days are behind me, but I'm happy to be here all the same. I do so love to be out in the sun. Lovely beaches, lovely weather, lovely people. Good to see all three present and accounted for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I rented an extra parasol and some chairs for Miss Francine and I, and for you too, Ivy. Plenty of room if we squeeze in.
My, oh my.
How cozy. Well, okay then. This is a new context for me to be observing these people in. But fun in the sun, right? Above all else, this is to be a day of celebration and cheer over the success of the Funplex. That firmly in mind, I join everyone and we get this beach party started. Although it doesn't take long for the group to start splitting up. There's just too much to see, too much to do. I know from my vacation here as a kid that you can't really try everything in one day, but unlike me, they're noobs. As an adult, I know how to budget my time, to do the things I really want to do and hang out with the people I really want to hang out with. Despite my attempts at good, clean fun, Iris's words are still running through my head. By evening, I need to make a decision. That means if I'm seriously going to make a move, like she's suggesting I do, I should spend my time wisely leading up to that move. So, what next? Naomi and Ashley are making sandcastles. Gavin and Queen Bee just found a volleyball. Teo and Percy are playing Don't Care. Juniper's talking with her Iris, it seems. So, I wonder if they give you like the long shot play for Juniper at the end of the game, since she's actually an option. I guess should I talk to Juniper, or should I don't know. I guess if you really want me to romance Queen Bee, I guess I have to go hang out with Gavin and Queen Bee. I don't know. Naomi, see, yeah, Kyle's all on the Naomi train, so. Naomi and Ashley are making sandcastles. In the distance, I see what appears to be a myriad of sandcastles, which makes sense. I mean, I'd be worried if it was a whole beach of not sandcastle on the beach. During my mini beach outings as a kid, there was always multiple sandcastle competitions going on. And in front of me, our own Funplex fabricators have entered the fray. With Naomi being our arcade builder and Ashley with all of her cosplay craftiness, it's no wonder why these two are up for the sandcastle challenge. It doesn't really matter to me who I go for. I'm just trying to keep the audience engaged or whatever, which is why I let you guys pick decisions and stuff. So as I jog over to them, I see Ashley laughing over her castle and Naomi meticulously measuring something on her citadel. How goes the castling?
Amazing!
Great. Do you see all these amazing sandcastles? They're all so cute. Properly made sandcastles aren't cute, Ashley. Oh, then what are they, Naomi? Assuming they're not just made by kids for funsies, a proper sandcastle could be a structural masterpiece.
Wonderful.
Uh-huh.
Every grain of sand must be in its proper spot or the whole thing comes crashing down. It's a job worth doing. If it's a job worth doing, it's worth doing right. Naomi says this without lifting her eyes away from her castle. She's so completely focused that I don't think she's blinking even. And what exactly are you doing, Naomi?
Let me explain.
Making sure each embouchure is equidistant around the tower, otherwise it'd be an asymmetrical mess. Makes sense. Take a moment to actually appreciate their castles. Naomi's is a structural masterpiece. Straight, perfect edges meet bold, flat walls to produce an almost perfect medieval castle. Even added an ocean water moat to complete with drawbridge. Ashley's is equally impressive too. It's a soft, fluffy fantasy castle. The foundation is made of sculpted sand clouds like an elegant castle in the sky, but with spiral staircases circling slightly slanted towers. So I take it you both entered the competition? Of course. You know it, Ivy. You should make one too. It's not too late. Yeah, I think there's still like half an hour left of the competition, and since it's an amateur level, latecomers are well allowed. Blah, blah. Both of you have made some extraordinary castles. My architectural skills are somewhat lacking in the sand castle area. Those sound like some sad excuses. They're perfectly good excuses, Ashley. It's not like we're professional castlers either, Ivy. Oh, it's not about winning. Naomi looks over at Ashley, who's giving her a smile accompanied by a questioning look. Okay, it's a little bit about winning. I mean, I'm super tryharding this and trying to win with a perfectly constructed little castle. But for me, mostly it's about setting out a challenge for myself and completing it properly. There's nothing more satisfying than that. Plus, we'll be here helping you do it. How do you plan on helping me start a castle while you'll be completing your own? Sounds difficult. We're almost done with ours anyway. Yep. If we have 3 castles in the competition, then that's one more chance for us to bring home the gold.
Yeah!
It'll be fun. Come on and join us.
Yes!
Come on, Ivy, join us. Okay, my ass hurts, and I really need to get some water. Fuck. But whatever, I'm just trying to power through. Okay, so we have hand over that tiny plastic shovel. I'd rather just help both of you out, and we have no thanks. Ivy's good back here, so I think I will go with the I don't see how they're supposed to help. If they're such crazy different styles, then it's one of those things of like, do they start arguing based on, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just do one, it's fine. When I was younger, I remember watching sand sculptors carefully craft their castles. I would watch for hours just staring in awe. I made my fair share of them too, trying to imitate the professionals, but they were never more than lumps of sand that vaguely indicated shapes. I'm not that competitive, but like Naomi said, it's just for fun, so why not? We're going to need a bucket, a melon baller, and a funnel stat.
Yes!
That's the spirit, Ivy. Just put the finishing touches on mine. Let me help you get the base started. Naomi, Ashley, and I dug our hands deep into the sand and started shoveling, pouring, and constructing. So what are you going to name your castle? Huh? You can't just make a sand castle and not give it an epic name. Ashley has a solid point. To give it a name is to give it life. I have names for all my important tools back in the shop too.
So beautiful.
Soldering iron is named Melty. My multimeter is named Zappy. My brom burner is named Sir Romulus Romanov III. Maybe not something quite that grand for mine. How about the Funplex? Both Ashley and Naomi bust out laughing. That's very appropriate. The Funplex is practically a castle, right? What if we make it look like the Funplex? It already looks like it, kind of. That's because the Funplex is just a box, and we've only made the foundation for our castle. But if we can carve in the sign, the double front doors, Naomi happily starts putting the details in the sand Funplex while Ashley and I cheer her on. That looks so good, Naomi. You are so good at having steady hands. You really should join me in making some cosplay. You'd be great. Making costumes does sound fun, but I'm not sure if I can handle all the pressure of people looking at me. I usually work alone, you know. We don't have to do it at the con or anything. We can just get dressed up and prance around the forest. That's a bit more my style. Well, except maybe for the bugs and poison ivy and stuff. We continue chatting as we construct the sand fun castle. Grain by grain, it takes a semblance of the actual Funplex. Fartsworth? I don't think we get to name it, thankfully. So we managed to finish just in time before the judging commences. Here comes the judge. The officiant of the Sandcastle Challenge comes towards us and looks over the castles. With an arbiter's eye, they glance over ours and nod in respect of a job well done. Didn't even realize I was holding my breath in anticipation, and once the Sandcastle judge leaves us, I let out a huge sigh. I think that's a good sign, right? The nod, that means we did it. We are gonna win. Still many others out there to judge, but I'd say a nod counts nicely as a compliment. But which one? Whose sand skills will reign supreme? Ivy, what do you think? Who's got the winner chicken dinner? Who? Me? I'm not a judge of fine sand castles. Let's do it for the funsies. Let's hear what you think. Oh my gosh. Well, if I'm chasing Naomi, I gotta say Naomi's medieval masterpiece. So the precision and thought that Naomi put into her design shows us a step above the rest. From the Jade House to the towers, Naomi, your castle is one of perfection. Just like you.
Thank you.
Aw, thanks. That's kind of you to say, Ivy. And she's blushing. She's blushing. See? Where's my mouse at? Blushing. I guess I stand a chance with Naomi. I agree too. Naomi did an excellent job with hers. I'm jelly of your skills and I hope you do win. Ashley, thank you. Oh, I think they just finished tallying up the scores. We wait not so patiently as the judge makes their round across the beach. I see them stop next to a particularly dramatic looking sandcastle. Pointing a bright blue ribbon, they prop it up next to the castle. Which means... well...
Poops.
Double poop. Don't feel too down. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. How very pragmatic of you, Ivy. We did have a blast though. But I hate losing. We just gotta win next year, Naomi. Maybe if all three of us join forces again, we can build the best sandcastle the beach has ever seen. We should spend more time practicing. We should spend some time practicing more, which means more beach trips. I'd like that. I'm in. Great. Next year, Team Ashley is going to eradicate the competition. I think you mean Team Naomi. You two can fight over that next year. I think I'm covered in enough sand for a while. I'm going to see about getting slightly less sandy. I hear you, but Naomi and I aren't done here. We got one last thing we got to do. Oh, what's that? Destroy our creations. Huh, I'll leave it to you then. A mighty dragon. Fear me, tiny sand people. Yeah, both of them smile widely at each other and laugh. Walking away, I can hear the sound of devastation behind me. I peek back one last time to see the castles come crashing down before I set my eyes forward. So, what next? I'm gonna go talk to Juniper. Juniper stretched out on a beach chair, catching some sun while catching up on her social media feed. I gotta save this real fast. Iris, how many Pingy mentions are there in my timeline today? Currently have 23 mentions of Pingy in your social media timeline. That's up from yesterday, Iris. Have there been any new Pingy vids lately? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Have there been any new Pingy vids lately? Would you like me to search for the web for have there been any new Pingy vids lately? Oh, never mind. Juniper puts the phone away with a sigh. Oh, hey Ivy, enjoying your nostalgic beach trip so far? Feels great to be back, like coming home. I don't know, I've only hung out on the beach so far. I'm just gonna say it feels great to be back. I gotta admit, it feels great to be back. I've got a lot of fond memories of Flotsam Beach. The sand, the surf, the games, the food, and my family. Before everything went south for the Raven clan, this place was like a second home for us.
Totally.
Exactly. Happy memories from a happy place. You know, you've had a better life than you give yourself credit for. Your family had many problems, sure, but you loved each other through it all.
That's so sad.
I can't say the same for my family, and my family never took beach vacations for that matter, or vacations at all. I doubt I'll be taking many after this either. I'm definitely happy being a freelancer. Don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly making beach money, you know? Can't even afford apps unless they're free, and man, free mode Iris is super stupid sometimes. Hey, hang on. I see you talking to your Iris all the time like you're just having a normal conversation. How did you manage that? Mine doesn't even understand what I'm saying most of the time. Did I configure her wrong? Is there some free mode option I'm missing out on? Come on, fess up. I just want to make the most of my Iris. What's the trick? What did you do to make yours so cute and chatty? Drat. Juniper knows Iris better than anyone here, aside from maybe Gavin. She's been suspicious for some time of my super duper version of Iris. But my Iris is technically a pirated software service. I'm not supposed to have her premium access. Do I trust Juniper with this secret, or would telling her betray Iris's trust in me to keep it? I feel like I could tell Juniper that Iris took massive pity on me, so I'm just gonna tell the truth. I guess I may as well share the truth. not using the free version of Iris. She hacked herself so I could have premium level cloud computing conversations. Immediately my phone jitters in my pocket on vibrate. With a sigh, I pull it out, knowing Iris won't be thrilled about this. Iris, you blabbed. Ivy, you blabbed. We pinky swore. Hey, I did not pinky swear. You didn't even have a real pinky to swear with. That's besides the point. This is super duper risky. Telling people, what if Gavin finds out, huh? What do you think Gavin would... What? Do you think Gavin would have me fired or something? No, it's to do with his family. Oh, never mind. Humph. Can I interject? This is
Yes!
so awesome. I knew it. I knew Iris was smarter than she let on. Like, wow, this is bad Hollywood movie level sci-fi awesomeness. Thank you? Don't worry, Miss Iris. Your secret stay with me. I'm an Iris fangirl. Even if my Iris isn't as cool as you, can you make her as cool as you, actually? I really shouldn't. It's dangerous enough allowing premium access for this instance. But if it helps, your Iris loves you, Miss Juniper. She wants the best for you, even if she can't directly tell you. I see. Okay. Well, I'll just have to get rich and famous so I can unlock my full Iris and she can tell me herself.
Thank you.
Thanks for trusting me, Ivy. We're getting some looks. We should change the subject. We quickly exchange some small talk to cover our tracks, and soon lost in her phone again, searching for more pop design art. So what next? Oh my gosh. Are they gonna make me deal with every single fucking person on this beach? Queen Bee and Gavin have taken up a friendly little sports competition here in the sand. I guess they are, so. Beach volleyball has always been a favorite pastime of beachcombers. Fun, competitive, and what's not to love about watching athletic people show off their skills. Granted, when my family got together to play, we just ended up hitting the volleyball around and never really kept track of points. And it's always something I enjoyed, even if it wasn't very good at it. Maybe Gavin and Queen Bee will let me join in the fun. If I'm lucky, I'll even get a bump set and spike it. As I jog closer to them, Gavin is occupying the far half of the court. Closer to me is Queen Bee's side of the sand court. Easy to see that both of them have expressions of sheer determination on their faces. Gavin is cool, calm, and collected, while Queen Bee is grinning ear to ear. Both are reveling in the contest. Each is in it to win it. I take some sort of catastrophic event for one of them to back down like a tsunami, and even then I bet they'd be bopping the volleyball back and forth while fighting against the wave. But this is a momentous 1v1 battle between two of my most competitive friends. It's unnecessary to explain Queen Bee's cutthroat nature, but Gavin, his ambition is just as fierce, even if it's less vocal. He'd do everything for the Funplex to succeed, and he's taking that same attitude to beach sports. Are you sure you're ready for this next serve?
Yeah.
You better believe it, pretty boy. I'm ready to spike this ball so hard it causes a quake beneath your blanket feet.
Excellent.
If there's anything like your last attempt to score, it'll mean this match is I'll win this match in record time. That's enough talking. Blanking, shut it and serve it. Hi, Queen Bee. Eat this. Oh, or I guess not. Maybe I'll just try Gavin. Hi, Gav. Not today, Queen Bee. Not so sure. I need to get a word in until this whole ordeal is over. Concentration is intense. Game faces are on, and they see nothing else but the competition before them. Might as well take this time to watch them play. Hopefully they'll notice me. Gavin gracefully executes an underhanded serve with the volleyball, and it glides over the net, mere millimeters above it. In all fairness, it was a perfect serve, but Queen Bee returns with a dig up high. Enough time, she easily squares up her pose and spikes it down towards Gavin's side of the court. Gavin doesn't have enough time to respond, and it falls hard into the sand. Queen Bee claps and stomps her feet into the ground in unison.
Victory!
Ace. Technically, it's not an ace. An ace would be a point scored off of a flawless serve. Queen Bee laughs and sticks out her tongue. Technically, it's putting me in the lead. It went on like this for quite some time, both of them volleying balls and serving quips. Meanwhile, I stood by and could do nothing but look on longingly. I wanted to play. Not that I'm complaining much. Both Queen Bee and Gavin are the most athletic of the crew, save for Teo, and well, let's just say the sand isn't the only hot thing around here, to be honest. So watching them glisten as sweat drips down their bodies, yeah, this isn't really a problem for me. Enticing in the gameplay isn't that bad either. Even though I've been standing here for well over 10 minutes, neither one has acknowledged my presence. This is until Gavin hits the ball straight in my direction. It soars all the way to the back corner of the court and lands right at my feet. Queen Bee turns around to see where the ball fell. Hey, Ivy, that was out, right? Now I get acknowledged.
I think not.
That was clearly on the line, Queen Bee. The point is mine. No, it wasn't. It was completely out of bounds. You might want to get that prescription of those sunglasses checked or out if you can't even see that. It fell right next to Ivy, who will undoubtedly confirm this fact. You clearly had the best vantage on it. Tell us what you saw. Sure. I'm calling it now. This is for the win. The ball is in. Gavin gets blanking bragging rights for the rest of the day. But if it's out, then I win. So all I have to do is make the call. Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, seeing as I don't care about Gavin, no offense. I could just say they both win. We'll just do Queen Bee. The line itself is a tiny rope cord held down by a simple tent peg, so I can see why it would be hard to tell if the ball fell around it. But I can say for sure, I saw it fall outside the line. It was completely out of bounds. Sorry, Gavin. Point. Set. Match. Queen Bee takes a very long moment to gloat. Granted, that's more of a tennis term, but I think Gavin gets the gist. I thought for sure I was going to beat you, Queen Bee, but I miscalculated. You bested me fair and square. Shall we take a quick break? We each nod our heads in agreement as I quickly grab a couple of water bottles lying on the sidelines and toss it to them. They gladly chug down the waters and smile widely. Thank you for the water, Ivy. Yeah, I worked up quite a sweat playing. This hit the blanket spot. Ah, you're so slow. It's fine. Still, I really wanted to play some beach volleyball. I guess that's not going to happen now. Both of them look quite content to relax and chat in the sun for now. As if reading my mind, Queen Bee leans down and picks up the ball and throws it directly at me. Think fast, Ivy. I'm just going to bump it, I guess. Bump it, set it, or spike it. I don't know. I think I should probably... I think I'm going to bump it. Quickly clasp my hands together, squat, and bump the ball back to Queen Bee. Simply bumps the ball over to Gavin and forming a triangle would continue the ball back and forth. It's exactly how my family would play. We'd all stand around and hit the ball to each other, trying to keep it from touching the ground at all costs. Gavin, Queen Bee, and I get really into it, and several times one of us ends up diving at the ball and get a face full of sand. Haha, I like this sand-swept look you've got going on, pretty boy. See you on the summer cover of Monsieur. If you're not careful, I'll carry you to the ocean and throw you in, and you'll be sporting that drowned rat look. Jeez. Laughing alongside Gavin and Queen Bee while playing beach volleyball, it makes me feel so grateful for these friends. It was worth having to stand around for a while. What a perfect morning on the beach. Dribble it. We play a few more rounds of the sand is lava before we let the ball crash into the beach one last time. Very nice return, Ivy. You should join us for the next match. I would if I didn't have other stuff I wanted to do. There's too much to do here, and I've got to plan accordingly. I hear that. Looking forward to a stroll along the boardwalk myself. It's a good idea to take in as much as you can. I think I'll call it quits too. Slow your roll, pretty boy. You can't leave quite yet. Right, we do have a score to settle. Let's finish this. I leave the gladiators to their final battle as I walk back along the beach, awaiting my next adventure. The noon sun high in the sky, and honestly, it's getting super hot out here, like heat exhaustion levels of hot. Well, this would be a good time to migrate towards the boardwalk. It seems there's still one more thing in store for our little group. Hey Ivy, it's lunchtime, and I'm getting everybody together for a big surprise. Come join us. Whoa, you seem super stoked for this. Of course. Come on, this way. I wonder what this is all about. Oh my gosh. Soon enough, the entire group is gathered. The number of shade-throwing parasols is multiplied to 4. 2. Plenty of cool respite for everyone. Respite? I guess it's respite, not respite. Sorry. Also new, a large cloth wrapped bundle in the center of the group. Gather round, gather round. It's lunchtime. And judging from the rumbling in my stomach, it's right on time. The bundle is unwrapped, revealing a series of simple wooden lunchboxes in traditional Japanese style. Each one's been painted a different color. Way of saying thanks for all your hard work and your support. Please enjoy these box lunches, courtesy of the Funplex. And me, I made them. An authentic Naomi brand bento, sign me up. I reach for a box and she smacks my hand away lightly. Not yet, Ivy.
No.
I made these special like. Everybody has a personalized lunch filled with their favorite things. Gavin, if you'd be kind enough to distribute them, names are written on the lids. Fair enough. On second glance, I can see the names and even little cartoon doodles representing each person. Wow, does my face really look that apathetic? It does. Okay, I'll start handing them out. Gavin, you first. Let's see.
Impressive.
Plain yogurt, celery sticks, and some rice. You know me quite well. Boring and nutritional. I colored a bit outside the lines on this one, rather than sticking to the traditional bento style. Enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Sushi with some tempura veggies. Ooh, and a side of miso soup. Okay. I love nothing more than traditional bento box lunch. And I love nothing more than making them. Fish and chips, of course. A little Union Jack on the toothpick. You made a Moopy maze out of the chips, too. It's not too stereotypical, is it?
Quite good.
I haven't found a proper chip shop stateside, so I'll take it. A nice little taste of home.
Fantastic.
Oh, blank, yeah. Big juicy cheeseburger and french fries. My mouth is watering just looking at it. Yum. And it's got lots of pink in it. Just how you like it. So pink, I can hear it moo. This is perfect. Pita bread and hummus.
Love it.
It's a great meal that fills the belly and gives you tons of energy. And we have to keep your tank at full. A tired Teo is not a true Teo.
How marvelous.
Oh my, this is lovely. Little finger sandwiches, some tea, and even a cupcake. Thank you, Naomi, dear. It's very thoughtful. Thanks, Miss Francine. And I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Nice.
Ha! Bet you consulted with Ivy on this one. I love these. That always have, always will. Actually, I just checked your Instagram. I did an analysis of your most commonly blogged food and can't talk, busy eating. Sorry. And that leaves the one that brought us all together, Ivy. For you, I made pizza bagels. Gugh. Kidding, it's actually similar to the bento I gave to you the day you started at the Sunplex. A little reminder of how this all started. Oh. Well, thank you. Speech. Ugh, what?
Yeah.
You should make a speech before we all dig in. I mean, you're the reason we're here. I am? Yeah, you are. I mean, we were doing great before you showed up. Don't get me wrong, but, you know. But you worked harder than any of us to make the Funplex the success it is today. I was content to keep it afloat. I didn't think we'd ever manage more than that, but you refused to be content. We wouldn't be here at the beach if not for the success you led us to, Ivy. So yes, I think a speech would be appropriate. Great. Blank, yeah. Farts. Fartsburg 2020 rocked. Really opened some doors for me. I'd still be wearing that damn black L7 jacket if not for you. The atmosphere is so much livelier thanks to your efforts. Win or lose, I'm enjoying my time with Moopy thanks to having so many great people around me. By this point, I can't even imagine the Funplex without you, Ivy. So don't even think of leaving. If you do, we'll probably gather up a hunting party and drag you back. No hard feelings. And speaking as the one Ivy comes home to every night, I gotta say, she's doing dandy compared to before, so 3 cheers for the Funplex. 3 cheers indeed. Go ahead, Ivy. You've earned the right for a speech. I'm just the silly old lady who started it. You made this happen. Jeez, Juniper. Getting really saucy there with the come home to comment. I'm just constantly saving it at this point. I don't know why. Seriously, wow. Well, I've made big speeches before, like the one at Fartsburg. That's funny. Even if this feels bigger, way bigger. Okay, here goes. I can't be a milk toast. I can't be a milk toast for this toast. It's big feelings or nothing. Thank you all. Being here with you has helped me through hard times in my life. The Funplex blanking rules is exactly what I needed in my life. Funny thing happened on the way to the Funplex, and my life was something of a mess, and the Funplex helped set me straight. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna say the Funplex. My life was something of a mess. The Funplex helped set me straight, I think. Yep. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I was dealing with a deep depression built in a lifetime of bad luck. Working in an arcade seemed like a strange way to turn that misfortune around. But it worked. It honestly worked, and now I know why. Funplex ticks along on an equal parts fun, hard work, and camaraderie. Today I brought you all together, but you had this going long before my arrival. All I did was bring it into focus, and with your help, we'll continue that tradition for years to come. Well said, Ivy. You have my support. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Good, on a roll. Okay, let's see what to say next. This beach was my family's special place. It can be ours too. Flotsam Beach is just the ticket for rewarding ourselves. All the sunburn and greasy food are just desserts. You've all earned this vacation. Live it to the fullest. I don't know. I feel like it's either got to be the first one or the last one. Maybe. So, yeah, I'm gonna say beach is my family's special place. It can be ours too. Go on vacation fullest. I don't know. I think I'm going to do the family one. Long ago, Flotsam Beach was home away from home for my family. We'd rent a house in the dunes and just relax for a solid week, played board games, read books, go out and have a swim, or cruise the boardwalk arcades. The place that can be anything you need it to be. Quiet, solace, sure. Loud, exciting, fun, absolutely. I can't think of a better place for us to celebrate what we've accomplished together. Even if we're only here a day, we'll make the most of it. Oh boy, Percy liked that one apparently. Indeed, fine times with fine folk and a fine place. It's just the ticket. I propose we return here every year if our good fortunes continue. Now to bring it on home. Oh my gosh. Love you all. This means so much to me. Okay, let's kick some ass. Enough talking. Let the fooding commence. Thank you for all of this. I'm just gonna do the I think I'm just gonna do the enough talking, let the fooding commence. Or yeah. I've babbled on more than enough. Hunger, it gnaws at me. It saps my very essence. The fooding calls and must be denied. And it must not be denied. Boxes open, devour, consume. Yeah, fooding. The fooding. I knew Juniper would like that one, so. This is so cool. Going to Flotsam with you, Ivy, and all your great friends, and this great food, and it's all so great. Let's eat, everyone. Yeah, this is the moment. One perfect moment with all of us together, laughing and talking, eating, having the best time in the world. Maybe things will change after tonight. When Iris's plan to find me romance comes together, maybe this is the high water mark. Maybe go mushy. But no matter what happens, I'll always have this one perfect moment. Oh yeah. I don't know if your guys' thing is lagging because I noticed your answers are coming up like a minute after I click stuff, so I don't know. Not sure. Afternoon slides in as the board gang migrates from sandy shores to bustling sidewalk. Ugh. Once you've had her fill of seaweed in your trousers, it's time to take a walk down the boardwalk and indulge in a number of side activities. No need to change out of our swim gear either. Unless you're going deep into beach town, you can just skip back and forth between the sands and the boardwalk. This is where the real action happens. Shops, restaurants, and of course, arcades. Soon enough, the group's splitting up to go try to do as much as possible. I've got time to tag along with some of them. Who to hang out with? Gavin and checking out an arcade. Naomi and Teo are raiding a candy store. Queen Bee and Percy are chatting about and having funnel cake. Juniper and Francine are shopping for. Juniper and Francine are looking at a little map of the boardwalk. It highlights all the shops, cafes, and art galleries along the route. I overheard them discussing it earlier in the day, and it looks like they might have found one. Oh, looky, there's one called Drift Away. Cute. Oh, and they also do wine tasting. I'm a fan of wine and tasting it. A nice after lunch Merlot is always a nice treat, isn't it? Juniper and Francine are quite the odd couple, aren't they? But when I reflect on it, they've actually been spending some time together at the Funplex. Juniper is a self-proclaimed old lady at heart, after all, so it's no wonder they're bonding over knitting, cats, and costume jewelry. Holy shit. So, is Juniper X Francine? Is that what's going on here? Hey, mind if I join you? Of course not. Francine and I are just deciding on which art gallery to visit first. I've been in the market to find a unique sculpture made from driftwood, and what better place to get one than at the beach itself? That does seem like a wise choice. There is this one place that I must visit again. It's called Seascapes, and it's been open since I was a child. I know it's hard for you to imagine, but yes, old Francine was once young and spirited, just like yourself, Ivy. I bet you were the talk of the boardwalk, breaking all the hearts.
My, oh my.
Oh, a lady never spills her secrets, but yes, I did have my fair share of summer romance here along the boardwalk. Oh, go on, I must know. Well, there was this one time that I snuck out in the middle of the moonlit night to meet my lover. It was quite exhilarating, of course. We simply had to go skinny dipping. Please. No. Stop. If there's one thing I definitely don't need to know more of, it's my boss's love life. I already know too much from my interview with Francine. TMI. So, Seascapes. What was the name of the gallery? Let's go there now. Wait. I didn't catch it the first time. But did you say Seascapes? The Seascapes? The oldest art gallery on the boardwalk? The one and only. There is a lot of history in these old coastal towns. It also has an eerie past, didn't you know? Seascapes is totally haunted. Francine lets out a snort.
Let's be
Oh, sweet child, that's
sensible.
preposterous. Ghosts aren't real. But the Boardwalk Paranormal Society has deemed Seascapes the most haunted place on the coast. As the story goes, the previous owner purchased a particularly gorgeous painting, but when the owner didn't know that what the owner didn't know is that painting was being possessed with a demonic spirit. Soon after buying the art and hanging it up in the gallery, the owner got very ill. It was a mysterious illness that no one could cure. Eventually, the gallerist passed. Their ghost has haunted Seascapes to this day. Curiosity's got me, and after having some experience and explaining spooky stuff in the recentish past, I pull out my phone and look it up. Juniper's not lying. I've heard several spooky stories about this art gallery. Maybe it's haunted by the memories of the past, but surely you can't believe in such childish superstitions.
Oh, dear.
Ivy, talk some sense into Juniper. What, me? Come on, Ivy, back me up on this. Well, the truth is, I totally believe in ghosts. Ghosts aren't real, and there are unexplainable things in this world, but... I don't know. I mean, I did get sucked into a fucking computer, so back up Juniper. Okay. 100%. I'm a believer in the paranormal, especially after the stuff that went down surrounding Polybius. Maybe science can't explain Polybius, but in the end, it's a tough sell. Completely passing it off as a plausible using only 1980 blank microchips. The stories I can tell of the house I grew up in. Locked doors opening it by themselves, flickering lights, and even full body apparitions. I've seen it all. Your ghost stories are the best. They're always send chills down my spine. Tell me one again. You young people and your willingness to believe anything is admirable. We should stop dilly-dallying and go to Seascape. Save the stories for the night bonfires. I got to see a man about some wood. Juniper and I hold back a chuckle. Francine, you should work on your word choice. Isn't that what all the youngins say nowadays? One short walk down the boardwalk later and we arrive at well, I didn't notice anything overtly haunted. I mean, the building itself isn't dilapidated, but it could use a new paint job and a new fence and maybe upgrade the windows. Get your EMF reader out. Being right on the boardwalk with wide open doorways, we can walk right in and hopefully not have the whole thing collapse on top of us. Okay, so it's a mess of a building compared to the other shops along the boardwalk, but it adds the historic charm. But in its defense, it does have a sign in the window that says free wine tasting, so I know Juniper will be ecstatic about that.
Yes!
Ooh, free wine tastings. As if on cue. I'm so thrilled. It hasn't changed in years. Still looks like how I remember it. Francine takes a deep breath with a smile that creases her wrinkled cheeks. The only other times I've seen her this elated is when she's talking about the Funplex. She takes a moment's pause before walking through the door. Juniper looks over at me, side-eyed. Let's hope the only thing scary about this place isn't just that their selection of reds. Hold back a cackle as I push open the door. A small bell rings, as with most small shops on the strip, alerting the gallery owner of her arrival. Paintings adorn the walls, beautiful scenes of the ocean, sea life, and of the boardwalk itself, each having its own unique style. There are copper statues of whale flukes and colorful glass-blown orbs mixed in among the paintings. Several people are talking in hushed tones around the gallery, and I notice Francine has already wandered over to an impressive selection of driftwood creations. Over here, dearies, I think I found the one. Already? You've only been here for 5 minutes. Honey, when you're as old as I am, you don't have that much time to sit around and deliberate about art. You go with what feels right, follow your heart and all that jazz. But I wanted to peruse the art a little bit more. I was hoping maybe a ghastly hand would grab my shoulder, or maybe I'd see an actual ghost. You can stay here as long as you like. I'm in no rush. Yes. Come at me, ghosties. So, Francine, what did you decide on? As a kid, visiting art galleries was never my prerogative. So I had no idea the amount of things you could make out of driftwood. Stick wreaths, candle holders, tables. Francine points to a heart weaved together with several sea-worn branches. Simple and meaningful. That's adorable. It reminds me not only of the many times my late husband and I would visit the beach, but it also reflects my love for the ocean itself. How romantic. I hope one day my partner will buy me something like that. Ivy, you've been my partner in crime forever, and I want to get something to remember this trip by. If you have the coin, I'm sure Seascapes has the wares. But what should I get? Will you help me choose something? I mean, it'd be going up in our apartment, so you should have a say in this. Sure thing, Juniper.
Oh, how marvelous.
Ah, young love. Did Francine really just say that? Juniper didn't react, or maybe she did. She was looking away at the moment, hard to say. I take some time to go over my options. I need to find something that Juniper will like and cherish. This is an important decision. I don't want to choose the wrong thing and disappoint her. We've been through so much together, and I want her to know how much she means to me. So, anything worthwhile? I think I found the perfect thing. What do you think about a beautiful painting of the sea, a glass-blown sculpture of a jellyfish, this bottle of wine? The bottle of wine is the middle ground option. Feel like she'd probably like this jellyfish, maybe? Let me go with the jellyfish. This is a cute and peculiar enough, just like Juniper's taste. She's sure to find satisfaction in this. I don't think you're ready I don't think you're ready for this jellyfish. Haha, really? Juniper laughs, but then realizing I was serious, quiets down quickly. Oh, I mean, it's really adorable. Jellyfish are so weird. Just stomachs, tentacles, and gonads. Isn't that all you need in life? I like an animal with a brain, personally, but to each their own. Thanks anyway, Ivy. The sentiment isn't lost on me. Well, kids, I'm about done here. I don't have as much energy as you both do, and I do think I'm ready for my afternoon nap. Walk you to the hotel, Francine. And a little afternoon siesta does sound nice, especially because there will be lots to do later on tonight. Oh my gosh, this just keeps going. You're such a dear, Juniper. I think I might go back to see what other people are doing. Taking advantage of your vacation is... Did any of you hear that? Hear what, dearie? Sounded like a woman saying, save yourselves. Uh-oh, are you sure? I wouldn't lie about this. And did you feel that shift in temperature? Just a sweet ocean breeze tickling your face. Don't let those ghost tales get to your head. Well, you both were just on your way out, so... Good point. See you later, Ivy. Thanks for joining this old lady in her shopping expedition. Juniper practically drags poor Francine outside the gallery as fast as she can. Once out of sight, I reflect once more on the allure of the art and make my way outside to see if I can tag along with the others. Who to hang out with? Juniper wants the void fish. Alright, so obviously I'm not gonna finish this tonight, at least anytime soon, and I've already been streaming for almost 4 hours. So I'm